The Dark Realm is a difficult place to live. Plants grow weakly and twisted in the lack of sunlight. Mercenary work and banditry are rife, as it pays more than basic farming or hunting. The realm at large is ruled over from the great city of Guardia, an overpopulated, sinful place ruled over by a baleful king that we haven't seen in years. There is an elven kingdom to the south, ruled by the sequestered shadow elves, a dwarven kingdom lost to the mountains of the west, and a tiefling kingdom among the volcanic rock of the islands in the north. Great patches of our land are poisoned and deserted. There are tribal villages, beasts, goblins, and orc warbands, of course, but we're trapped here. The mists are a mystery. Most who enter them never return. Those that do are changed in such a way that they are unrecognizable or utterly insane. Nothing comes out of the mist, but it surrounds us, calls out, poisons, frightens. Couple that with the almost endless darkness, and the Dark Realm is a very difficult place to live.
Only the enlightened can recall their former lives. For the rest, the memories of past existences are but glints of light, twinges of longing, passing shadows disturbingly familiar that are gone before they can be grasped. Like a dream, Eldarin's very memories pass through me. While they help to point us in the right direction, they do just as much to confuse. However, it is this small glint of light that leads me onward. To Kuz we travel this night. Korsheldi and I shall stop at Dandelion. I do so very much look forward to a soft bed at the inn.
Welcome back to the village of Jairus in the north of the realm, and the party are heading from the encampment where the military were to the front gates, and I think as the four of you move through this town, it is relatively early. It is somewhere between 10 and 11 a.m. You had spoken to Guinness, who had said that he was traveling this morning to Kira in the south, and that he was willing to take you along as a set of guards again, with the same kind of deal that you had before. Your plan was to take up that deal, but first you had a few things to collect. You had to head to the bakery and collect some cookies for the armorer, who has your gauntlet fix and has some armor that has been fitted to your measurements, Will. But Guinness is leaving at 11, and you had said the armorer told you to return around lunchtime, around midday. And so as each of you heads towards the gates, first, can I get you all to roll me a D100? And second, can you... In fact, no, let me see what you roll here. 26, 8, 63, 14. Okay. And yeah, I think it's probably quite easy to spot the dwarf Guinness. You can see that he seems to have finished packing his 2 carts. He has a length of rope that he is fiddling with as you guys approach. You can see that both of the carts, they look about as full as they were before, but it seems as if maybe he's sold and purchased some new items. But it's kind of the same deal. 2 carts filled with the 2 horses on there. And I think probably as you guys are approaching, he messing with this rope brings it down off of the second cart, which has the sort of sandy colored horse Stella on it, and turns to each of you and says, "Oh, hey, look at that, just in time."
Morning, Guinness. How was
Hey.
your stay?
Oh, you know, it wasn't that great, to be honest.
Uh-oh.
Hoping to make a few
Trouble?
more. No, I thought people would be more interested in some of these here wares.
Times are hard for a lot of people.
I might have to take this all the way to Gefreda. Wasn't in my plan. What are you doing here? Hopefully you're looking for a job.
Well, we'd be willing to join you, but we need some time.
Time? How long?
Hour?
Hour.
Can you
alright.
wait that long?
For the beast, aye. Aye, that's better than this little muggins I was gonna bring along. He turns around and points at just a peasant boy, no older than probably 12, standing there, no shoes on his feet. Fuck off! The kid look, sorry, and he runs up.
Probably for
Perfect.
the best. I'm
I
sure the
wish
beast
I
will be
would-
worth the wait.
We were gonna die on the road with him.
Yeah, I can promise you it's a better idea to bring us along than him.
Aye. Oh, there's gonna be
For
less
many
daylight
reasons.
though, I think.
What makes you think that?
Started up a bit later today. Sun rose only an hour ago.
Well, if we have to pick up the pace to make up for it, then so be it. I apologize for the delay. We have business in town that's going to take another, hopefully no more than an hour to complete. We just need to run and pick some stuff up from a merchant.
Aye, that's fine, that's fine. Did you finish your work?
We did.
You get what you're looking for?
Not quite, but at the very least we've been pointed in the right direction.
That's a nice new cloak! Guinness rushes towards you, fire, and grabs at your cloak, his hands pulling at it. He looks it up and down. Oh, look at that! That's fine work, that is. What is that? Is that Elvin? What you got?
Thanks. Yeah, I bought it.
Do a deception check.
Mm, 12?
A 12 against Guinness's is. Let's roll the dice for Guinness. He seems to just accept what you're saying. Oh, right, aye, of course. Aye, where'd you get that, though? Who sells a cloak like that in last here town? I thought I knew them all.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with this place. I can't remember the name of the store, but yeah. You can run in and try and find it if you want. Just
That wasn't old Billy's work. Look at that. Oh,
Yeah.
his old hands are shake too much to get that sort of thing. You must have bought it. How much was that?
Oh, so much. I can't recall. But it was, yeah, it was a lot, you know.
Aye, well, I
Do you
suppose
want
only
any
the
cookies?
best.
Cookies? Do you like cookies?
Aye, I'll take a cookie.
We're gonna go get them. So,
Right. Well,
yeah, we'll bring you a couple.
aye, yeah, you can do that if you'd like. I'm a little hard up for coin though, so.
We'll cover it.
It's a gift.
Oh, I'll have 3.
Okay. Wow.
Aye, ta. Alright, I'll wait around then, but we don't want to be late. Too late. Don't fancy travelling by dark. Again, you have to, but Let me tell you something, this road is not my favourite. You have heard of the Muin tribe? You had run-ins with them?
Can't say I have.
Bastards! They'll bite your fingers off.
Bite your fingers.
Aye, cannibals.
Right.
Crazy
Bite them
bastards.
or eat them.
They'll
Yeah.
eat them. They'll bite them
We
off.
don't run with
And they'll
people
eat.
who eat people.
Not unless
all.
I eat them first.
Oh,
Right, that's the attitude to have, right? And we don't
I
mess
mean,
with
oh.
you.
He's kidding.
Sorry, I was just thinking out loud.
Oh no, I'll send you in. You can burn them all to a crisp. Aye, I've told many stories about you. Your legend grows every day.
wow.
Oh,
Hopefully not too big.
The legend of Merlin. The dark psychopath of fire.
Okay.
That's right.
I like
I
that.
told 3 bards of your story, Merlin.
oh, you don't say.
I
Well,
told
it's got a
5
nice ring to
bards
it.
of the beast's story. He slayed 14 ogres with 1 strike. He leapt from the back of a cart, and by moonlight, a glint from his giant sword, he come crashing down, cleaving
even
the
giant.
earth in 2.
And that's exactly how I remember it.
14 ogres
Yeah.
split in half and their bodies sucked into the ground. The beast.
What about
Yeah,
me?
I definitely did all that.
I said,
I saw it.
well, I mentioned that there was an elf called Fire with him.
Thank
Oh.
you. Yeah.
Accurate.
Mm.
So.
And a witch. You travel with a dark sorceress. A hag.
A hag.
A
Aye.
heck.
Yeah.
Controlled, enamored by the beast's power.
Yeah. I like this.
That she
true?
loved him. But they could never be together.
Right, well, we should be going
For
now.
she was
I
cursed.
love
No,
Pick
no,
up
no. He's just
the
no,
armor.
no. He's just getting to the good part.
Yeah.
Do
Can we
continue.
keep going?
I turn and
I want
leave.
details.
All right, see you in an hour.
Okay. Well. Great.
We'll see you
running
then.
For me.
Did the elf have 8 feet of snowy white hair trailing behind her everywhere she went? Should add that.
I'll add it. And then you guys are heading to the bakery. I can't remember if you found the bakery before, did you?
I think we went past it.
You
and it's
did?
closed.
I remember you pointed it out to us at some point.
Yeah.
I think.
Okay. Then, yeah, you can head up towards where the bakery is. I think when you found it, it was closed. That was it. And now you are heading over there. You can see it's another very simple-looking kind of wood-build building with these dark tiles that sit across a roof. The whole thing is old and kind of weather-worn. Could do with a lick of paint, but it's very clearly a bakery. With the door open, you can see that 2 or 3 people, as you approach it, head out of the doorway, a fresh loaf of bread underarm, and you guys step into a very simple-looking and small shop front with the smell of fresh bread coming out from a furnace in the back room. There's a pretty small-looking woman, human woman, standing, handing bread out and aligning some of these bits and pieces. You can actually see that they have several small-looking cakes as well as cookies that are pretty much all the same kind style of cookie. They look like they might be oat and chocolate with a bunch of small little cakes next to it, and then for the most part they seem to just be selling loaves of bread for the basic townsfolk. As you step in, she probably gives you an odd look. Actually, let me roll another dice. Yeah, she kind of looks you up and down. I don't think you need to roll any insight checks to tell that she kind of is a little startled to see the 4 of you stepping in. Again, you guys are a bit of a sight in this town. You probably, if you saw yourselves on the road, you wouldn't necessarily jump to Bandit, but you definitely wouldn't write it off. The fact that you're armored and you're wearing these clothes, and while at the moment you're relatively clean, some of your clothing's probably a little dirty and maybe bloodstained and charred. She gives you kind of a once up and down, and then just says, hello. Can I help you?
Yeah, we'd like to buy some cookies, please. Fresh.
Oh, yes. Well, yes, of course. How many would you like?
I'm leaning on the counter. Just being intimidating because it's funny to me. It's funny to me that she's scared.
How many have you got? 15?
15.
Yeah, 15.
Oh, well, let's see if we've got 15 here. Roll me a d20. This isn't how many she has. This is just whether she has 15 or not.
15.
She counts through and says, "Oh, I'm afraid we don't have 15. We only have 10.
Oh,
I can bake up some more if you'd like.
How long will that take?
A little while. Harris, how long for more cookies?" There's a moment before you hear, "Shut up, woman." It'll be a little while, I would imagine. We have the oats for more cookies. If you were to cook up another bag, we need 15. 15? You're having a laugh. I'm afraid
10's fine.
the
10's
baker
fine.
is rather stressed out today.
Something happening?
Oh well, we actually we a terrible, awful dwarf that comes by, and he well, his prices went up, and it's quite pissed off my husband Harris.
Oh, I see.
Yes, the dwarf has come into a great deal of wares, and so believes that the cost of oats should go up as well.
Right.
You know, in my experience, having a great deal of wares does not make people want to buy them any more than they did before.
It's precisely what Harris said, but then the dwarf seems to claim that he now has a full monopoly on it because all the other merchants have died in a horrific fire caused by a dragon that he himself defeated at Som's Point.
Oh. Wow.
Did he mention like a cool elf or?
No, but he does have a new bodyguard.
Oh.
The famed beast.
Yeah, man. Okay.
I keep
Wow.
hearing about this fellow.
Yes.
Yeah. It's like
So,
it's all we hear about, you know.
Well, here are your 10 cookies. Wrapped up.
Thank you. What do I owe you?
That's 10 silver pieces or a gold piece.
Hand over a gold.
Thank you very much.
Do you
Good
want
doing
some of these
business.
cakes, Merlin? Want some
I don't-
cakes or?
Merlin didn't like sugar.
Yeah, no,
Not very often a young man
don't
like
really-
yourself doesn't like sugar, but at least you'll keep all of your teeth.
Mm-hmm.
Young.
Exactly
Do not
so.
see
You
the
don't want them
size
to
of his
rot
beard.
out of your head.
What's that then?
No.
That's a beard, is it? That's a nice little, I thought it was part of his cloak. It's a real beard?
It is.
Oh dear, what on earth happened?
He's
I'm a gnome.
Oh, my. Sorry, I haven't... It's been so long since... My sincerest apologies. Here, have a cake. He hands you a cake.
he's 640 years old.
640
Not
years
that-
old.
Oh, I will take the cake.
Well, there you
Yeah,
go. There's
thank
take
you.
that as an apology and a birthday cake.
It's my birthday.
Yes.
Is it? Oh,
See, he's so old, he's starting to lose track.
I just...
yeah.
Because you're very old, so you've had many birthdays and I've missed them all.
Oh, very kind of you. Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Technically, you've missed all of our birthdays.
Fire.
Right, well,
Not gonna push our luck, are we?
yes, if you don't mind, there's actually a small queue building up behind you. Is there anything else?
Okay.
Oh,
No, that'll be all. Thank you very much.
Best
And,
hope they're not all here for cookies.
Oh, well, you know, first come, first served, early bird gets the cookie.
Mm-hmm.
10 of them.
Fortunately,
Thank
how
you.
it goes. Good day!
Good day.
a good day.
Where are you going next? What's the plan?
Smith.
Off to the smith?
That was dangerously close to a normal shopping encounter.
Mm-hmm.
You, head back towards the front gate, but not quite as far along as that. There is a blacksmith's. Once again, the very distinct sound of somebody hammering metal on an anvil. The smell of thick smoke approaches you as you approach the blacksmith, and the door is open, but it's like ajar. It's not open and inviting necessarily, but as you approach this little kind of cottage with this enormous chimney on the top, you can see that it is this woman who I think told you her name, but her name was Elise, has left the door open. Ajar.
After you, Will.
Sorry, was retrieving my notes. Yes, I'll go ahead and walk in, see if she's around.
Yeah, you step in. You hear like the sound of as some boiling metal hits some cool water. As you do so, this very, very large, sort of 6-foot, muscular but extremely elderly woman, Elise, turns around, glances back over her shoulder, and then does a double take. Oh, hello.
Good morning.
Oh, you're just in time.
I was hoping you'd say that.
It's just a small matter of payment.
We brought you the cookies.
Oh, yes. Come, bring me one of those cookies quickly.
Bring them over to her. I hand over 7.
Oh, well. I only need one, dear.
Oh, you asked for cookies, plural. So.
Yes, well, I was going to give the rest to you, you understand. You've brought friends as well. Hello.
Thank
nice
you.
to meet you.
Thank you.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Right. The gauntlet. Yes, that was it. Right, I've been working on several things overnight. Now, this is very interesting. If you could come over here, my dear.
Okay.
Yes. If you could just hold your hands out like this, so that I can just double check. I've measured it correctly.
My arm is injured, and
Oh, all the better.
I find it hard to hold it out like that.
Yes.
So I can give you this hand.
Yes, but it was measured for the other one, I believe.
Yeah, I'm sure it will be
Well,
fine.
I'll have to make sure
you-
that I'll see this one then, if you don't mind just holding out your...
I'll hold my hand up to you to like put our hands like to measure to see. We'll just see if mine's the same.
no, it
Similar
simply
enough?
absolutely will not work on you. How many spells can you cast?
I was just measuring hand size.
There's
to see if
none.
I could,
You can't
no?
cast any
Okay.
spells, can you? I can
Okay.
tell. I
Can
can
I-
always tell a spell weaver.
Oh, you can? Oh, you can.
Yes, we've got a spell weaver here, a spell weaver here, and a spell weaver here.
Can I
I'm gonna
tell
Misty
if she
Step
knows
out of spite.
something else?
Yeah, give me an insight check.
Yeah, I want to see if she knows something is up and is trying to force us onto the spot here.
Here, Fire, you need this
With the
cake more
21
than I do.
insight.
She knows something's up. You can tell
yeah.
she's up to something. She can sense something.
Okay, that being the case, then I'll step forward and kind of right up next to Fire and Fix and say, some matters are best just left alone. Nothing against you, but some privacy there would be appreciated.
Yes, well, it's just that I assumed that you'd want your gauntlet to work.
Well, how could it have changed greatly from what it looked like last night? It fit
Do you want
fine
us to
then?
leave, Fix? Do you want us to step out? It's a matter of privacy.
No, you can stay. I'll begrudgingly bring out my other arm.
Oh, yes, as I expected. Right, so do you speak Jotun?
What does that mean?
What?
As you expected. What does that mean?
Well, I don't know what it is that you do or how necessarily, but if you think I haven't spent all these years learning how to create armor for all different types of people with all different abilities, then you've got another thing coming. And, yes, that's exactly what I thought it might be. Do you speak Jotun? As a or Giantish, or perhaps the core language?
No, I don't.
Alright, so repeat after me. Manaz,
Manaz,
Laguz,
Laguz,
Algiz.
Algiz.
Right, yes. And when you put this on, she brings out the gauntlet. It looks almost exactly the same. However, she's clearly inscribed something along the top, just above where the knuckles would be. And he says, when you put that on, give it half a day or so for it to attune to your particular needs, and then simply speak those words, and that references those runes there. You'll see here this one, that is Manus, that is the self, you understand, so it's going to draw from you. Laguz is the flow that'll pull from you in order to create Algiz, which is protection. The runes look a little like this, just to give you an idea of what it does actually say on there. And in Nordic / part Jotun / part core tribe, these are the runes that are along the top. She says, yes, but quickly try it on to the arm, though. You might putting it on just to check that it does actually fit.
It's safe, right, Manon?
Can I quickly detect magic?
You want to detect magic, the spell, or you want to check it over with your abilities and skills and knowledge?
Yeah, I think I want to go over it with my, my knowledge.
Give me an Arcana
With my
check.
smarts.
Smarts.
With my smarts.
Smart.
Oh, I'm not feeling so smarts today.
This is going to kill her. She puts this on her arm, she's going to die, is your first thought, but then probably you're not sure.
Oh, this is a little beyond me fix. Good luck. He's just, Hats.
Very simple
I
enchantment and rune here. It should be able to draw from whatever innate spellcasting ability you have, and it'll enhance the gauntlet, and it should, in theory, provide you with a sort of extra layer of protection.
Vix, I do seem to recall you encouraging me to try on the experimental magic armor myself, so now you're stuck in the boat with me.
You're not wrong there. I try the gauntlet on.
It does fit. It fits the same as it did before. The elements of it that were broken have been fixed. There are links and things that are allowing the joints to move a little, probably better than they have in some time, especially the last week or so. It also seems to be cleaned. The inside feels as if it's being washed as well. Whatever lining is in there feels a little softer. And it has this rune along the top here. As you put it on, there's a sensation of it holding to your arm for a moment, almost as if while you put the gauntlet on, it kind of feels you out as well. This is an imbued gauntlet, and I'm going to send it to you on Discord in our group here. Specifically, warlocks wearing this gauntlet are able to channel their demonic energy into it. Passively, while wearing the gauntlet, the user has +1 to AC and strength. So as long as this is on you.
-1 now. Yeah.
But this is going to kick in later on today.
Yeah.
As you are attuning to it. And only while it's on you. It actually probably feels less like a gauntlet now and more like just an extension of your arm the longer this sits on your icy hand. She kind of checks you over and checks it definitely fits, checks dexterity of the fingers and thumb, and ensures that you can close a fist. You see her kind of running a finger across these runes, but she seems to be happy with it. She says, it's very, very ancient magic, and I'm not quite sure how they all work, these runes. I just kind of committed them to memory. That one I learned from the elder of the core tribe himself. Well, good luck.
Thank you.
You! And she turns to you, Will. Now, on to the main event. This was very interesting for me. She grabs you by the hand. Again, she's huge, and as she grabs you, you realize that she's also unfathomably strong. This very old woman starts pulling you back around the back of the forge. And sitting on a stand, you can see a set of armor. She says, this I call the armor of the Dark Wolf. And she looks you up and down.
A suitably menacing name, I suppose.
Yes, right there.
So,
That's what draws the magical energy from this thing. Make sure it is not harmed. She points to the center of it where there's that image of the wolf, which is exactly the same as the Cloudy Wolf from Final Fantasy VII. If you don't know what that looks like, chat, you'll be pleased to know that it looks like this. The medallion that you were given as a sign of respect from the orc is sat in the center of this thing, in the center of the chest plate of this armor. And she moves you over to it and kind of looks back and forth at you, checking to see how it would fit. This is plate armor, so this thing is big. It looks very big, Will. Like this, I don't know if your character has been wearing plate armor before or has ever worn any, but this looks extremely large. She looks it up and down and says, I won't lie. Actually, what about if I tell you what? And she turns around and she grabs a stick from the side and says, here, take this. Right. Stand back, everyone. Strike the armor. Not too hard. Just try to strike it.
not too hard.
Yes.
I do hope it can stop a stick. I'll probably have more dangerous things coming at me on the road, and I'll smack it with the stick.
As you hit it with the
a
stick.
half-hearted strike,
Yeah.
since she said not too hard.
You hit it with this stick, and you feel as the stick strikes the metal of the plate, there is a pushback, like almost as if you are hit by a gust of wind. Your hand in particular is hit backwards, and it almost loosens its grip on the stick. You get the feeling that that the amount of effort that you would put in might adjust it. She says, you see? Yes. Anybody who is not is not good enough, is not trained, is not able, will really suffer coming up against one wearing this. But there's nothing I can do about the weight. That's as light as it gets.
That's fine. I'm accustomed to carrying quite a bit around. I don't
Well,
think
if anybody
it will slow
asks
me
you,
down
I didn't
much.
make it. It might be one of the most beautiful things I've ever made. And its innate power is fascinating. But it's frankly unwieldy. I can't be associated with it professionally.
If it's one of the most amazing pieces you've ever created, why would you not want to take credit for it? Just because it's bulky.
Yes. Terrific.
Fair enough. I'll tell people I made it myself.
Right. Well, it's all yours. Would you like to try it now? Check it fits.
I suppose I should, since it would be quite difficult to change into it on the road.
Right. Well, I shan't help you. Who's going to help him then?
I'm just gonna start taking my armor off on my own, without waiting for a volunteer.
Oh, well, yeah. Unless he grows another pair of arms, he's not going to be able to put that on himself.
I'll do it.
I
Okay,
guess
you
I
can
can
do it
help.
actually.
Oh,
No,
no.
you can do it if you want, Pix, if you're jumping at it.
No,
Yeah,
but
isn't it?
you said first, so you should.
Yeah, but then you said.
Right, fine. I'll do it.
There's like a clank of the first gauntlet hitting the floor already while they're still arguing.
The
Can I do
Realize
an
I did
insight
this-
check on her, Brad?
on
She was like,
old lady.
yeah, she was like, the reason I don't want people to know that I made it is because it's like too clanky and unwieldy. I don't know if that's why.
Okay. Yeah.
It is why.
You have no idea, but you get the
poisonous.
sense that if he
Yeah.
wears this, he will die. Then you're not too sure that kind of idea
Yeah.
dissipates. Also, just to double check, your strength is over 15, right? Because you have to have a strength of 15 to even put this on.
Yes,
for
it
it to
is.
count as plate armor at all. Okay, so
It is. And,
The,
and up till now,
yeah.
up till now, I've just been wearing like very, very basic chainmail, like you'd see, like a half-hearted cosplay at a Renaissance fair or something. But afterwards, we get to look like this, our character artwork with the big plate mail on it.
yeah, I think it looks a lot more like that with this medallion in the center of it. The old woman sits and enjoys her cookie. She enjoys it a little too much. And Merlin and Fix and Fire stood around while Fix and Will put this armor on. And yes, this is the armor of the Dark Wolf. So let me tell you what this one does. Mr. Fairlight Excalibur. There's what it is written down. I can copy and paste these for you if you want the wording as well. It is magical plate armor. It has an aura of the wolf. This armor emanates magical energy which is released upon creatures that try to hit it. If a creature rolls a natural 1 on a melee attack roll against you while you're wearing this armor, it takes 4d4 force damage and is knocked prone. However, it is unwieldy, which means that while you're wearing this armor, you have disadvantage on initiative checks. Bear that in mind. There might be a thing that you can do on the sheet to double check how that works for you. But it is also plate armor, so make sure that you... do you have a thing? Let me just see if I can drag in plate armor onto your sheet. What did you have before?
Just chainmail.
So will this affect your AC?
It would move it up by 2.
Yeah. So let me just... if I do that, doesn't affect it. Great. All right.
Because I wasn't already slow enough.
Now you're super slow.
We just have to work around you.
Yeah, everyone just has to soften everything up. Oh, I wrote chainmail. I'm an idiot. And then he can run in and baseball bat the ogres away from you. Plate. And that goes there.
While I'm helping you, I'm kind of like doing it very business-like as well. Just like, you know, untying straight away, not hanging around, just getting it done.
Yeah.
Fire's standing in the back
there's-
going, and they were in love. The beast and this
There's
hag.
no... There's basically no response from me because I've done this 100 times already with a dozen different soldiers before, so it's so routine. It's just kind of... Actually, at some point, I'd probably say, you know, if I'd stayed in for another 3 years, I'd probably have a squire by now to do this.
Please don't get any ideas. I'm just glaring at Fire as well the whole time.
I'm finally just gonna look up. Are you two okay?
Mm-hmm.
Fine.
Great.
Like, completely oblivious to whatever's going on.
Mhm.
Right. And I think that should do it.
There's a moment later that I think Merlin and Fire witness or hear ka-chung, 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 this enormous plate armored version of Will presents himself in this new set of plate armor that was adjusted from what you saw on the orc before, but it's definitely had a few changes to it to fit and to sit better on Will's body. With this thing in the center of it, there's an element to it that you get the sense that it is emanating an extra sense of arcane power to it as well. And that wolf sitting in the center of the armor would be the center of that power. Should that wolf be destroyed, it will lose all magical ability and become just plate armor. You four, after this is probably about 10 minutes later or so, are you heading out? What's the plan now?
First I'll stand up and look to Elise and say, well, it'll be really hard for anything to kill me through this, at least.
Well, yes, that's the plan. That's the idea there.
Just have to get used to, and I'll take a few steps back and forth, like I'm adjusting to the weight.
Yes, like I said, I didn't make it.
Well, who knows? Maybe we'll get another chance to refine it down the line somewhere.
Well, it was wonderful doing business with you. Perhaps if you come back one day, I'll see if I can fit it a little better. But well, it wasn't necessarily made for running in.
Right. Well, thanks for everything.
Yes. Good day.
And enjoy the rest of those cookies.
Yes.
I linger while everyone walks out and just look her in the eye and give a really very genuine thank you.
Perfectly fine, dear. You're well, you're quite unique.
Right.
We must preserve our unique things in this life.
Guess I didn't think about it like that before, so thank you.
Good day.
Leave before I get emotional.
The four of you step outside. I think it's at this moment that all three of you realise that Will's armour is actually completely chapless. No, I'm kidding.
No, you're not. No, you're not kidding.
I was so tempted. So tempted. But it would undermine everything for the rest of the entire campaign. You,
for fan art purposes.
Fan art purposes. You step outside and I presume head back down and around towards where the front gates are and where young Guinness, the dwarf, is setting up his horse and carts. Is anyone doing anything else before you leave town? Maybe you can do a quick shop if you want to buy up some things.
Kind of looking back at the blacksmith after we step out and seeing Fix take an extra second or two. I'll just kind of look over. 5 gold and a cookie for all this.
It feels like theft.
Well, it was freely given.
Yeah. Well,
If we live through all this, maybe I'll come back and ask her what her story really is.
maybe we can come back and find another way to thank her. But for now, we should just enjoy what she's given us.
Agreed.
And please don't make me sit with Guinness.
I genuinely don't believe I will fit up there next to him now.
I completely believe that he's not going to do anything bad to Merlin.
I suppose I can offer to sit next to Guinness.
Are you sure?
Merlin,
Yeah.
Merlin, you should just make stuff up the entire time. Trust me. Tell him that when gnomes reach a certain age, you metamorphose into dragons or something. He's not only going to believe it, he's then going to take it and run 10 paces with it. I can't wait to hear the stories going to come of it afterwards.
No, you should come up with fantastical stories about the beast. He'll believe everything. And perhaps it's better if the legend is larger than life anyway.
It
Or I
already
could
is.
just scare
He's
him.
already
know what you
generating
mean.
these stories non-stop.
That was exactly what happened.
Right, my lovelorn hag. Come then. Let's get out of here.
And you head on down to where the gates are. And I think probably as soon as you get close to where Guinness is, you just hear him shout, I'm gonna need a whole cart for you. I didn't think you's going to buy a whole boat to stick around yourself. Look at the size of you now.
To be clear, I'm still the same size.
I shouldn't have called you
But it
the
is quite a
beast.
shell, I'll give you that.
Should have called you the house. Fuck. Right, well, let's hope you don't
Journal.
break the cart. I suppose,
It's not that
Damn it.
heavy. I can still
so-
walk around in it.
barely. Look at it. Right, well, I suppose, as long as, you can still swing that sword,
For a point of demonstration, I'm gonna walk to like the second cart and hop up onto it. Same as I did before.
There is a groan from the cart, but, he's obviously, being...
I hand him
And
over
then,
the
kind of turn around and say, see? And still move and jump.
Look at that. Yeah, well, let's hope we don't get it stuck in any mud. You never get this thing out. It gives you a wink.
Maybe these will sweeten the deal. And I hand him the 3.
Oh, what's that? Give me that there. Oh, what's that? What is that? Oh, what is that? Cocoa? Oh, what's
Yeah, it does seem the baker was having some issues with supplies.
All right.
Strange.
Well, she's all yours then. Fire.
Seating arrangement. If it's all right with you, we're gonna have Merlin sit with you.
I'm already walking to the other cart.
Oh,
Oh,
you're
God.
kidding. Oh, this is the greatest news. Oh.
Right, let's not get too excited.
I'm on
now.
it.
I'm gonna.
I'm on
Marlon
it.
has so many questions for you, don't you?
Oh,
Marlon?
I got plenty
I
of
do.
questions
Oh,
for you as
apparently
well.
I'm gonna lean and hug Merlin and just be like, okay, good luck. And then I'm also gonna whisper, you should really, you should amp up that romance story that he has working. Okay.
Oh.
Have fun. And I'm gonna look at him and say, if there's a scratch on Merlin because of your incompetence, I'll take your legs.
Hey, I would lay down my life for this man.
Okay, let's hit the road.
Right, first of all, he moves around to the front of the first cart and pulls the box that you know to contain all of his money and gems from underneath his seat and walks back to you, Will. There you go.
You want me to hold it?
Hey,
Fair enough.
that's the safest place in the whole realm. Look at that. That's the safest box of gems I've ever seen.
I will try to make sure it remains such.
That's my whole life. And not their box. Right, okay. Come on then, Ween. He tugs at your cloak and robes, Merlin. Let's go. Come on. You want help getting up? He picks you up like a
Yeah,
child
no, I
and
need
puts you
help.
up on the seat. Are you comfortable up there? No, wait. I gotta get. We gotta get something for you for your butt. Right, here we go. Oh, look at that. Look, that's a nice brand new cushion. That I picked that
Oh,
up in
you have a
town. You
cushion
put that
for my
underneath you.
tushy.
You gotta keep yourself comfortable. You have this is 2 days on the road.
Oh, I think I'm gonna enjoy
You're
this
a
ride
national
with you
treasure,
guys.
you are.
You're too kind.
Right, let me get up there myself. He puts his last little bits and pieces together, jumps up on the cart, and shouts back, "Right, you ready then there, Fire?"
Yep.
All right. Give me an animal handling check. That is a 2. There is a sudden, there's a noise as the first cart starts trundling out of the town, but yours doesn't go anywhere. The cart starts moving forward, but yours remains completely still. The horse that you have on your cart does not move at all, does not respond to anything that you say or do with the reins. After a few
This
moments...
one's broken.
What?
It's broken.
What do you mean? What's you saying that's broken?
hold on.
Well, why is it not moving?
I'm gonna hop down and try to calm the horse down.
Horse is completely calm.
Okay, I'm gonna try and motivate the horse to stop being stubborn, then like coax it along.
You're gonna grab the reins.
No, I'm gonna.
Like,
Well, I was gonna
lead it?
circle down and. I was gonna circle down in front of the horse, like on foot, and try to motivate it to move from down there.
Oh, how?
It's being stubborn and refusing to cooperate, right?
Maybe.
Okay. Well, I'm going to attempt to charm the animal, Bran.
Okay.
I'm gonna pull a Merlin here and
Yeah.
talk to it.
Yeah. With any level of magic, or I don't know if you have the ability. Okay, I didn't think you did. It seems like a waste of a
Just
paladin
charisma.
spell, but it's
No,
not impossible.
paladin spells are for smiting, not talking to animals. But
Yeah.
I can still walk over and pet the thing and try to motivate it to move.
Yeah. Yeah. Give me an animal handling check. Will moves around to the front of the carriage.
It's not gonna
and
go.
heads
It's not gonna
towards
listen to you. If it doesn't
Yeah.
listen to me, I don't know.
the other horse.
It's not gonna. You're not
Well,
gonna
maybe-
be able to.
One
record.
beast to another might work.
No.
I heard that.
On a 10, the horse seems to respond. There's while at first Stella seems to be you get the sense that Stella is more confused than anything else. Just a little unsure as to what is happening necessarily. And then you sort of just stand speaking to the horse, just anything, until eventually the horse starts to move its front legs a little bit. And give me another animal handling check, please. Fire.
Oh god. Oh god.
A 0.
I quit.
Okay, can I look up?
The
can I
horse
look up and see
outright
if fire
barks.
is like.
There is a moment where the horse like just you're standing right next to this thing and like maybe running a hand down its flank as fire. You give like maybe a light tap on the reins and the horse moves forward a few steps and bucks. Will, you're probably taken aback and the entire cart shakes. A
Will,
bunch of
stop
stuff
whatever you're
falls off the
doing.
back of the cart
It's-
and you
Oh,
hear
for
from
goodness
far away.
sake.
What are you doing? What are you telling it?
Can
It's
I wanna-
Will is
can I-
being mean to
Can
this
I-
horse.
Beast, get away from the horse. I probably think
It's
you're going
not-
to eat it.
It's not me, I promise you that. Can I tell if fire
Well,
is
it's
like
fucking one of yours.
using the reins too hard or something? Like,
What am I doing wrong?
I'm gonna circle around to fire and say, move aside, and like push her back and like try to climb up into the wagon into her spot.
Okay.
Let me see that.
Fire, come over here. Let's pick these boxes up.
Yeah.
Grab the couple of boxes, pack them back on. The cart ahead of you has stopped, and you look forward and you can see Guinness standing there. You get the sense that if it was anyone else, he would be fuming and jumping up and down and screaming. But because it's you guys, he's just standing there as patiently as he can be, watching you reload the cart. And then you take the reins. The front side of the cart leans down a little bit, but it's fine.
How much does this armor weigh exactly?
It weighs as much as I need it to comically in the moment.
It
And
weighs yes. It weighs yes.
you give me an animal handling check as well.
All right, here we go. This is either. Actually, either way, this is going to be funny.
It's terrible. It's absolutely terrible. The horse just doesn't move. On a 4, the horse just starts to kind of whinny and there's a
job, Will.
moment where
You've traumatized the horse,
Oh
fire.
yeah, I'm sure it's me.
Guinness
another giant
approaches.
beast.
What are you doing there? Right, listen, first of all, it's not you. It's Stella.
he reaches up as far as he can and covers Stella's ears and says,
She's a right bitch.
give me insight checks. Though the 3 of you that are on this cart. Merlin, you're just looking from 30 yards
Enjoying
away.
the show.
We're all terrible at insight too, apparently.
You are terrible. Yeah, he's telling the truth. That's definitely the reason, and he's not just saying that to
Yeah.
make you feel better.
Well, then we should get along.
He says, who's on the back of the cart then? If the 2 of you are in the front,
Me.
you. He says,
Right, witch. Underneath the side there, you'll see a fishing rod. Pull that out.
Right. What? Okay.
Merlin, can you
Yes.
in that there barrel?
Okay.
Yeah, pop the lid. It's loose. It's loose. That one. Nay, the one next to it. That one. Aye.
Okay.
Aye. Throw us a carrot.
All right, you got it. Merlin grabs a carrot from the barrel and chucks it over at Guinness.
Yeah, roll me a sleight of hand check for the throw.
Oh,
Throw me a sleight of hand check.
I knew you were
Directly into the horse's
do
mouth.
It. Oh, yeah.
Yum.
You do the thing on a natural one. What is happening? You're so lucky this isn't combat. You'd be dead. The Merlin, you do that thing. You know when you like go to pull you put your hand back to throw it and you just launch it behind you. It just goes out the gates and get it. What are you doing, you beautiful bastard? Oh, another one. Try again.
Are you okay? What's wrong with you?
No,
Throw it
I
this
don't.
way.
I'm overwhelmed. Okay, I do it again. Are you gonna make me sleight of hand again?
Yes.
God damn it.
Wow. You yeet this thing. It just flies over a near house and Guinness. All right, never mind. He walks over to the carriage. Pass it down.
Okay.
You can
He
pass
just
him
hands
one.
it over to Guinness.
What's
I
up with your
did-
hands? You've got butterfingers, yeah. What is that?
I really
At
did
this
do my
rate.
best.
Oh, frictionless hands. And he
Those carrots are slippery.
walks back with these frictionless carrots and throws it up at you, Fix, and says, right, attach that to that. On the end
Right.
of the rope.
Yep.
That's you know what a fishing rod is?
Yep, sure. Okay.
Right, I'll
Right.
tie
Not
that
in
on
this
there.
context.
Aye.
Okay.
And then you hand that there load to him.
Please don't break it.
And then what you do, you actually, if you should probably hand that to her. You hold that rod with the carrot in front, and then you should have an easier time with Stella. Hey. And then he runs a hand up the side of Stella as he moves back to the car and says, "Don't give him problems. What are you doing? Come on. Them saved your life. You'd have been eaten by an ogre." And he walks up to the next car. Give me an animal handling check with advantage because the carrot is being held in front of the horse.
Which one of us? Me? Fire?
You, because you're still at the reins, yeah? I assume you're
Yeah.
at the reins and Fire has a fishing rod with a carrot held in front of Stella's face.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
Can I roll?
Guinness gets up on his car and literally leaves, convinced that there's no way you can mess this up. He just starts trying to look. So, Merlin, is it true what they say? Gnomes can last years in bed.
Yes, that.
Hey, what are they
that do be
doing?
true.
They're still not
Don't let-
going. Hey, stop! What are you doing?
Fire's just laughing at this point. I did it. What are you
It
gonna
hops
do?
down, walks
I-
away from Merlin.
can I-
Heads back. What's going on here then?
It doesn't
I
like
just-
carrots.
She
Can I
loves
just grab
carrots.
the cart and start pulling it?
You want to drag the cart
And be
yourself?
like, look, horse, like this, and just start pulling.
Yeah, give me an
cart.
intimidation check.
I'm gonna hold the
As you
carrot
start
in front of him.
dragging the cart forward to show the horse how it's done. 10. What? Is it? What is happening?
I have a +7. How do I roll it? That means I
Wow.
roll a 3.
You drag the thing along. I'm gonna roll. I'll tell you what. I'll roll on here for the horse for Stella to see if this is intimidating. What do they have here? I guess
Maybe
I'll,
the horse can fail harder than we have.
yeah, I'll roll like
That's
Yeah,
a
our
maybe.
counter charisma
No.
check. Wow, there you go.
Oh,
Minus
wow.
one.
Yes!
A minus one on the
Yes!
draft horse roll.
It's
and
not just us.
Stella starts moving. You have to swing
Okay.
yourself back up onto the thing. Stella's moving along, trying now to move towards the carrot. Took a while for Stella to understand what it was that you wanted to do, but thanks to Will's motivation and the carrot, the horse starts moving along. It is like within a minute of this travel, you can tell that this is going to be an awkward ride. The horse is like jerking forward and then slowing down. Doesn't seem to be very responsive to the control of the reins, but for the most part does seem to be following the road and kind of, remaining at a pace that isn't going to cause the cart to upend or anything like that. You get the sense that if anything startles this horse, or if there's a sudden clap of lightning or thunder or anything like that, it's going to be an absolute disaster for you for today. But barely, you guys have begun to set off. Guinness sitting at the front with Carlsberg, the grey horse, and Merlin on a little purple regal looking pillow sat next to him, with you guys, this cart kind of trundling after and out of these gates. You Merlin, you are stuck next to Guinness, and he continues the way that he does, constantly making up stories and asking you all sorts of strange questions. And the first hour or so of your journey begins relatively unhindered as you move out of the town and start following what is an okay dug and relatively well kept path this close to where the town is. About an hour out, it's barely a path, but we'll call it a road for now, gives way to more of just kind of this kind of flattened land. There's a dug path as opposed to any sort of cobblestone or even that old broken path of that leads north of Cole and directly into the mist. The horses stay on target, and Guinness turns to you, Merlin, and simply says, "So what did you want to ask me?" He rests a hand on your shoulder very gently. "I'll tell you anything."
Oh, really? Oh, you don't say. Well, tell me something.
Where are you from?
About me. Oh, I don't really like to talk about where I'm from.
Oh, no, it's a secret, right?
How
The
about
truth
you
is, I
tell
don't
me
want to
a
know
li-
where you're from. I hatched from an egg.
You what?
That's not, no, I didn't think so. I was just checking. Somebody once said to me that gnomes, the reason we don't have so many of them are hatched from an egg.
Oh. Well, perhaps that might have been in my case. You just wouldn't know.
Right, no, I knew you lot was hatched from eggs, aye.
Yeah, and well, the day I turn 600, I will, well, turn into a dragon.
No.
So
Yeah.
they say that about gnomes. Tell me more about you dwarves.
Right, well, we don't turn into dragons, I tell you that much. No, we're born the usual way. Upside down in a keg of beer.
Upside down. Oh.
Aye. Strengthens the baby. Makes it strong.
When does the keg come in?
On the night of the birth.
Is that for you or your mother? I would imagine.
They say I drank the entire keg within minutes of being born.
That is most impressive.
Aye. Strong. My blood. Thousands of years it goes back. We're the strongest dwarves of Trundo. Have you ever heard of the dwarves of Trundo?
No, but I would love to hear it from you, Guinness.
Well, let me tell you one
do
thing
tell.
about the dwarves of Trundo. Every single one of us, we got the strongest arms and the biggest.
And the travel continues for the day. So, you guys are heading out of town, and you're actually going a different way to the way that you came into town. After another couple of hours here of daylight travel, it's still sunshine, probably around 2-3 in the afternoon. The road splits, and a brief conversation and pit stop. Guinness lets you know in the second cart that the road heading south is pretty much the same thing as what you have here. A relatively hard to see dug path, but the hills give way for the most part to a relatively flat plains land, but it is home to the Muin tribe. There are pockets and areas where this tribe operate. They roam the lands actively in search of things to not just hunt but fight. The Muin tribe head out and look for bandits and orcs. Those of you that are from cities and things probably will have heard stories that that's why the government doesn't step in or deal with anything that the Muin tribe does untoward. They're not a warring tribe in the sense that they've ever done anything to attack nearby settlements or anything like that, but they are left alone, and they are very fiercely protective of what they consider to be their lands. However, the quickest way from Jairus down through Kira is through the Great Plains that belong to the Muin tribe. So while Guinness will tell you to keep an eye out for the usual things, flying creatures and dangerous orc tribes and bandits on the road, there's an extra threat in that this land belongs to what are widely described as a very violent and cannibalistic tribe here. The landscape, however, as you continue onwards, is pretty much exactly what he described it as, a relatively flat and open plains land for huge stretches of it. The grass here is upwards of 8 feet tall, and this path sometimes just heads into thatches of it, and you find that it becomes a very tight, narrow kind of pathway as the carts move through them. It's probably a little unnerving. There could be anything in this grass. There could be people lying in wait, but as you head into it and with the daylight, it's a little less scary than it might be at nighttime. Let's get a couple of rolls. First of all, Merlin, you wanted to forage for potions, I believe. So you give me a survival roll first, and we'll see if you find the appropriate ingredients. 21, you do. And then I assume during the day on this cart, every now and then there are points where you just leap off the side of the cart, scurrying towards a small set of mushrooms, and you quickly gather them up and rush back, jumping onto the back of the cart, climbing over the things, and sit down and inspect your wares. What you're seeing here is a set of very well-picked mushrooms. I can't remember which ones are the ones that you needed, but you needed a something type, and you find them, the classic like red cap with the white spots on them looking things like you'd get from Mario. Roll me a herbalism kit check as well. I think this is on the left of your sheet. Let me double check for you. Oh, he's done it.
Another 21.
Another 21. Here come the good rolls. Yeah, I think during the first day of travel here, as you set out across this Great Plains land during the daytime under the sun, it's very easy for you to spot those mushrooms. You find them, and it's nice and easy to work on this cart. The cart behind you is all over the place. It's going left and right. There are points where the cart disappears into this long grass, and then suddenly there are 3 people shouting as it comes flying out of the long grass again. And the horse is fighting actively against Will all day. But you have a nice, calm journey, with the road being nice and flat, even though it's kind of just a dug road, and in places it just outright vanishes. You are able to put together a potion of greater healing, which is what you now make with your foraging checks. So add a greater healing potion on there. And then I will need a d6 from Will and a d6 from Fire.
Here we go again.
A 6 from Fire and a 2 from Will. Give me 1 second. My Google Drive documents are not working. I'm too scared to risk this to my own exceptional memory. And by exceptional, I mean exceptionally bad. Let's see. So that was a 6 from Fire and a 2 from you. Okay, and then I need a d6 from Fix.
Oh, 5.
A 5. So, and yours was a 6, right? Hold on. Okay. I think the first day passes relatively simply. I don't think anything crazy happens. I don't know what path you all took to get up to Cole. Probably the other pathway up past Merrin's Keep, along the river and through the forests up to Cole. But this would be an interesting day. Every now and then the very tall grasses get shorter or disappear entirely, and you get these enormous wide open landscapes, only punctuated every now and then by a few trees. And I think it would be a really pleasant sight, considering it's daytime. The rare very high sun, bright light showing you this just flat expanse of mostly kind of yellowed patches of green grassland. But it also every now and then you come out of these patches of long grass, and you can see that there is nothing around you, nothing rushing at you, no dangerous thing coming to get you, no ogres in the middle of the road. Arias isn't flying at you on the back of a red dragon or anything. And as such, you get a relatively peaceful journey, in as much as obviously you would still be relatively hyper vigilant. But nothing happened, no mad situations, and you probably at some point stop for a lunch or a dinner before the sun starts to set, and Guinness hands you the reins, Merlin.
Hey, there you go. Hold that.
Oh, right. Okay. I should have known.
You know what you're doing,
We'd
right?
be taking turns. Absolutely.
He's asleep.
Oh.
Roll me an animal handling check.
Oh boy. Okay. Oh no. Oh no.
Cart in front of you starts moving just like yours, and it's just like it's like two learner drivers on the road as the two of you continue off, and the moon starts to rise in the sky as the sun sets on your first day of travel, heading south to Kira. And I think that's a good place for us to go to a break. Thanks for watching, everyone. We're going to go to a short break here. Remember to check out all these wonderful people on their channels, and check out all the other shows we've got going on. We do have a new D&D show, if you're interested, called Spellwind, which is on episode 7, so you've got plenty of time to catch up. And that is on Wednesdays. That is run by young Mythomatic, who is his rate is so expensive that if you're not watching it, we're in trouble. So thanks so much for tuning in. We'll be back after a short break. Peace. On the road, and it is the second day now. I'm gonna roll one dice to determine when it is. About 4 in the afternoon of the next day. You guys will have spent the evening moving south. You're probably, if I were to hazard a guess, somewhere around there. And the during the daytime, during most of the daylight today, Guinness would have been correct in his assumption that there's a little less daylight, but it seems to be about an hour less or so. The sun is coming up about 30 minutes to 45 minutes later than it was on the travel from Cole to Jairus. And I think you'd probably notice it since you're just out on the road, that there's just a little less daylight for you to travel by, but not by much. And you guys start heading south, the area becomes hilly once again. Guinness is pretty much continually talking about how we're out of the Muin tribes area, but it doesn't mean we're out of the woods here. And you probably know this area a little bit. This is getting close, not just to Grant's Refuge, but to probably where some of the military troops would have moved around during that wartime that you were involved in. The town of Kira. In fact, roll me a history check and a d20 separately. And you've got time to think back and ponder over this. 13 on the d20. And a 14 on the history check. So you probably know the area in general pretty well. Obviously you understand all of the in fact you probably know most of this stuff because of the conflicts that you were involved in, the most recent ones. And Kira is a town that is only about 200 years old. They actually built a small holdout, a battlement, a castle here in order for and this is information that you would be aware of, but is also common knowledge, but you're for sure convinced is absolutely true, that the Guardian Empire will have set up a fortification here because of the growing tensions between Gofreda, which is growing as a city and doesn't quite agree with the fact that the way Guardia rules this kingdom has not been very prosperous for people, and that's a whole point of contention among everybody in the land. Not too different to what Dawnwalker said, that essentially the populace is dying out. You guys are not thriving at all, and it is obviously partially due to the fact that it's so difficult to survive here. The living conditions are awful. There's no daylight, so it's hard to grow crops and things like that. But a lot of people seem to think that the way that Guardia rules is very much for its own city and not really for the populace of the realm. Gofreda has a little bit more of a social policy that it runs its city with, and they believe that would be better, and it's never been installed, and everyone for many years has been concerned about a civil war. You probably would be privy to the knowledge that almost all of the commanders and generals in the army are convinced that there definitely would have been a civil war, but the thing is, if they had a civil war at this point, it would probably kill the entire realm. There's also the fact that south of here is the Irish Tree, where the Shadow Elves primarily live and primarily are from, as well as Erai and Aelin, where the edges of their kingdom reach, so they have little settlements there as well. And the Shadow Elves have had a tense relationship with pretty much everyone ever, including the most recent conflict that you were involved in. However, that took place around here, and therefore I don't see why you wouldn't have been to Kira before. Kira has a castle which is set atop a natural kind of cropping of land, and there is a town that just naturally built up around it because people and travelers like Guinness and yourselves would have constantly be going. You'd stop there at the night on the outside, being much safer next to a castle, setting up your tent. Eventually traders and travelers would just set up permanently here instead of traveling to trade like Guinness does. It's easier to just trade with people that pass through. Over the last 200 years or so, this small settlement built up around the castle of Kira, and it just became known as Kira instead of a Castle Kira, and it is a small town. So this area you might know a little better, but it gives way. The flat lands and plains lands of the area gives way now to a lot more hills, a lot more greenery, patches of woods and forests. And you enter into one of these this morning, and I think probably for you, Will, specifically, since you lived near here, the landscape is very similar to that of Grant's Refuge. Oaker's Point is on the sea. Kira and Grant's Refuge and any of the other smaller settlements in the area are all built in this same kind of landscape. Not so much foliage and thick forestry as you get in Jairus and Col, surrounded by it, but enough that it provides a natural local ability to gather lumber and log, but without it creating a claustrophobic town. The landscape changes for you during the course of the day, and Guinness would probably be spilling his stories to you, Merlin. Will, I think, maybe starts to take a little more control of this cart during the day as well. And everybody who wants to can give me perception checks.
We definitely want to.
Everybody who gives me a perception check is now permanently blind.
I'm too busy writing the fanfic. I'm secretly writing it.
Oh yes, of course. 3, natural 1 from Fire, 5 from Will. Maybe you are thinking, you're maybe a little deep in thought, Will. This is the first time you've been back in, I think, 2 weeks, 4 weeks actually, because it would have been a little bit of travel. And then Merlin on a 20, Fix on an 18, Vita's not looking. I'll roll for Guinness, but he is probably staring straight at you, Merlin, just telling you some story about some bullshit that he's making up. Those of you that scored higher than a 10, so Fix, and that's it. Really it? Oh no, Merlin, sorry. The two of you, one on each cart, become aware of 2 things. One is an absolutely putrid stench. It's not... this has been happening pretty...
It's not me.
It's been pretty common. It is both... it has been both Merlin and Guinness in that front cart have been unleashing hell over the last 24 hours, and you're in the cart behind. It's literally like being in traffic with a truck in front of you, and the fumes are horrific. But there is a secondary putrid smell that that rises in the air. Give me nature checks, investigation check. So you can roll me either investigation, nature, or survival, we'll say. One of those 3 is entirely up to you which one you want to roll. Investigation 19, nature 11. Both of you recognize this to be the smell of cooked rotten meat. The smell hits you quickly, and it's not like the rest of you won't catch this smell in a second, but unfortunately you're probably going to catch it too late, because there is a sound of something whistling. And then, Merlin, you are sat next to Guinness as he is talking to you. On nights when I said to her, "You've never been with a dwarf," and that is when the side of the cart is hit with something. The 3 of you in the cart behind will have noticed that an enormous trunk of a tree has flown forward. It hits the ground, breaks, and splinters in the area. Parts of it rolling forward hit the side of the cart that you're on. Merlin, give me a strength saving throw. I'm going to roll one for Guinness as well. There's a fail for Guinness.
Oh no, that's a 2.
And a natural 2. The 2 of you, the entire cart lurches one way. You, in the back cart, see the 2 of them launched off the side of the cart as they fall off of it. They hit the ground. Both of you go rolling over, and you will start this combat prone. So
Guinness has landed on me.
Guinness lands on
Get
you.
off, Guinness.
The 2 of you go rolling over one another, and I'm just going to bring you over to the bottom map, and then I will get some initiatives. Don't do them yet. There is... does anybody speak Giantish?
Nope.
No? Uh-oh.
Negative.
Okay. So I'm gonna bring you over to this map here. From one side of where you are, you hear two creatures rushing towards you. But you hear them speaking in a horrible guttural noise. You hear them shouting at one another. One of them has clearly thrown this thing from further back, but an enormous troll comes moving out to block the road. One of them is, the one in front of you, is this disgusting, oversized, globulous mass of a humanoid. It is maybe around 12 feet tall, but it is probably about 15 feet wide as it moves into the road to block your path. It is covered in boils and pustules. It has these kind of sores and wounds over it, and it is covered in kind of just a thick grease that you get the sense is the type of thing that its body produces, as well as just muck. A second troll is moving through the woodlands towards you, away from a low kind of fire. On the fire, you can see that there is a burning human corpse. Next to it, two other corpses seem to be laying and rotting. The two trolls shout at each other. Nobody understands what they're saying. The other one looks towards where you guys are. And that is when I'm going to need some initiatives. So, first of all, Guinness is over here and prone. Merlin is over here and prone. Will would probably start here. Fix, I assume you'd start on the back of this car. And Vita will put next to you over here. The two carts like this. Two trolls. One of them is Venom troll, and the other one is a liquid troll. And that's not a troll. Those are real things, and it's nothing to do with Metal Gear Solid. Everyone give me nature checks to see if you know what this is all about, what these guys are all about.
Brad, did you already add something to my initiative to make it roll at disadvantage automatically?
Yes. Why is it not working?
No, it is working. I didn't realize that it was going to.
I was gonna say.
Yeah, there's a
2017.
a lot of cool things that I can do on Roll20 now.
I was very puzzled
Very
to see
useful.
a green Nat 17 pop up. I was like, what?
Is that what you got? A 17?
I rolled a 20 and a 16, so yeah, 17 on my initiative.
17.
What's that?
And then we
Somehow rolling better initiative in the giant armor than I was without.
Guinness. He has a 16. And I need a lot more room than I have. I wouldn't need more than one screen if it wasn't for D&D. Who rolled what on natures? Tell me.
18.
24.
18, 24. Who rolled over a 15? Is probably an easier question. Just you two?
I think so.
I didn't actually roll it. I was fiddling with my initiative, and when I heard he got a 24, I figured it wasn't needed. Did I roll it anyway?
It's up to you. It might determine how you approach this combat. 1. Wow. It's good you got that out of the way. So, let's see here. So, Merlin and
And we're back.
and Fix. You two alone will have heard of trolls and the different variants there are of trolls that are out there. When you take a glance at the troll that's standing in the center of the road, you recognize it as a Venom troll. You also recognize the other one as a liquid troll, also sometimes known as a lake troll. Usually sort of found near lakes or bodies of water. This one seems to be kind of near this roadside here. These are scary creatures. They're not the type of thing that you really want to encounter on the road, but one of them is a poisonous troll. The one standing in the center of the road in front of you has the ability to poison and spit poisons and things like that. They are real hard to kill. Wow, just closed all my windows. Thanks, Windows, for closing all my windows. When it does that thing where you drag something too close to the edge and they all shrink, and I want to die every time it does it, and it's tilted me so hard that this just became a much harder battle. For you all, I am so sorry.
Please.
I am so moody now. What was I doing? Trying to triple multitask. You also recognize the other one as a liquid troll, which is a big, dangerous thing. Far more dangerous around lakes than if you just encounter one on land. But you are aware that these things seem to be able to regenerate health, so bursting them down with damage is the general way to deal with them, or running away. But at the moment, it seems that the front cart is damaged. The one with Guinness and Merlin on it. It has sticks, and it has splintered bits of tree trunk and branches caught in the front left wheel. The horse, Carlsberg, is freaking out and whinnying and neighing, but caught in its own reins with the cart and unable to even pull the cart. So you get the sense that the wheel is completely lodged. The cart is kind of spinning at awkward angles. Will pulls the cart behind you to a stop, fire probably throwing the fishing rod into the rear of the cart, and all of you are able to react, bringing us to the first round of combat, which is in fact Vita flying around the second cart here. What do you want to do, Vita? / what do you want Vita to do?
Vita's gonna dash and use all their movement to get. Wait, let me check how far we can get. 60, just in front of this horse. Yeah, to try and get in between, and yep, be a distraction, and that's it. Can I?
Distraction, you say? Okay.
Radius.
Now, let me see if I can. Why is this not doing this? Oh, don't do this to me. Because I flipped it, isn't it? Let me just refresh the thing for chat here. Or not. Could just not. Mm-hmm.
You look so great today, Brad.
Thank you so much.
Right, guys?
It shrunk all of my it shrank all my things, and now it's not capturing my the chat window for the thing. There we go. Lovely.
Yay.
Okay, it's happened to me a billion times over the years. It makes me super angry, but at least I know how to deal with it. So, Vita rolls over there to be a distraction. I see how we're using Vita now. Perfect. Bringing us to Will's turn. He's got 2 of them on there, is he? No, that's just how I'm seeing it.
Wait, there's 2 of me now?
For me, there's
Oh,
2
no.
Wills in the turn order, and I don't know why, but I won't delete one because I think it's just my screen.
Probably a complication from the rolling initiative twice.
Yeah, doesn't matter. What are you doing on your turn?
I am moving as far as I can this way to get right next to Merlin. And then I am going...
Horrible things. Trolls.
Nice. I'm going to cast some Spears of Light at this thing and start chucking, doing my Zeus impression.
Okay.
Targeting the Venom troll.
Yes.
There is 2 javelins chucked. A 13 and a 16.
2 javelins chucked, and on a 13 and a 16, the 13 misses, but the 16 hits as this thing flies forward, catching the troll. It hits it. It deals what, 1 radiant damage?
One damage.
And
Our rolls are consistent today, if nothing else.
the troll, it is daylight, by the way. I don't know if you guys have even had a fight in daytime yet, but this radiant spear launches forward. This troll is not even aware that it happened. just keeps moving forward, shouting back to this troll behind it. And yeah, all you are is just a big group of dinner. Anything else on your turn?
No, that's quite enough. I don't want to roll dice anymore. On my turn.
Okay. Guinness is prone on the ground. Guinness is going to stand up with his movement and look forward and say, "Oh, the fuck is that? Yeah, you stay away from my stuff, from my horses, you bastard." He will pull out, he has a crossbow, if my memory serves me well. In fact, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put the trolls on here. Don't do it again. Windows, I swear to God. And then I'm going to put Guinness over here. Yes, he has a heavy crossbow, which I will fire at the Venom troll with it flies past the Venom troll, striking a nearby tree. "You bastard, get away!" He moves around to the front of where the horse is and tries to kind of get the reins on the horse and begin the appropriate uncoupling of Carlsberg from the cart itself as this Venom troll starts kind of lumbering towards the area where the four of you are. And that'll be the end of his turn. Fix's turn.
Yep, gonna run forward 30 foot behind this tree and I shout over to Will, "Do you think lights out might help here?" But as I'm saying it, I will throw 2 Eldritch Blasts at the Venom troll.
I'll just respond by saying, everyone else needs to see it too.
20 and a 13.
20 hits, 13 misses.
5 damage.
5 damage. Again, this thing is hit by like a strike of arcane force, but just kind of moves forward. The globules of loose fat and flesh on this thing kind of rippling as it's hit by the Eldritch Blast, but it just continues to lumber forward towards you guys. Anything else on your turn?
Nope.
Fire's turn.
Okay. I would like to try and shoot the liquid troll in the kneecap.
Okay. Give me an attack
Do I have
roll.
advantage because I'm standing on top of the cart?
No, because it's 15 feet tall.
Think 12.
12. You do hit the troll, but the arrow breaks on a thick part of its skin. It snaps, and the troll kind of looks down and then looks up towards where you are and says, and
An 8 to you two.
roll me an intelligence check. Ooh,
18.
Manane means dinner in Giantish as he's looking at you. Is that the end of your turn? What else do you want to do?
No, I'm gonna use my movement to get to there. That's where I can get. Actually, I'll go there.
Okay. The Venom troll begins lumbering forward. I think, let me see actually. Let me just double check what else can do. Alright. Venom troll lumbers forward here. I'm gonna roll the dice here. Let's hope I roll high. In fact, I'll roll it on here for you guys, because this is one of those combats where I'm scared. Hey, didn't mean anything though, did it? So I'll roll it again. Higher than a 10 means it's attacking it's heading right, or lower than a 10 means it's going to go for Vita, Carlsberg, and Guinness. Higher means it's going for Merlin, Will, and Fire, just in general. What is it tracking? Another fucking natural 20 in a row. So you are damn lucky that I wasted those on its perception thing, but it is moving over to this side of the cart. It is moving. It sees Vita and walks straight past it. Vita can actually do an opportunity, attack of opportunity there.
Claws. Attack. Swipes out on a 9.
Okay. on a 9 is a hit, but it just does nothing. This thing just moves past Vita, and Vita is scratching at it, but the thing just kind of waves Vita away. Doesn't seem horrible thick skin, the grease on the skin stopping it from doing any sort of burning here. So now, as it gets close to where you are, you see this troll bring up its hand, and each of its fingernails are extremely grotesquely long, some of them curling over and into sharp points. It pulls up one of these fingers and then draws it down part of its body. You see it open up a wound on itself. Let's have one of you roll the damage for it. 2d6 damage. Will, roll me 2d6. An 8 does 8 damage to itself. However, from the wound, a burst of poison and blood is sprayed out in front of it, and I will need a Constitution saving throw from Merlin, Will, and Fire, please.
Oh, nasty. Here we go.
Does the cart offer no protection at all?
Absolutely none. For it is tall. The creature is enormous
true.
and spraying this, and it's just spraying it into the area.
I ate my Wheaties this morning and got a 23 con.
Nice. Fire fails. Merlin and Will pass. So you will take this poison damage. So bear that in mind, those of you with resistances and things. Wow. Oh, that's 2d8. I need another 2d8. 9 plus 7 is 16 poison damage. So you who have passed take only half of that. And Fire, you take the full 16 damage, but...
Uncanny dodge.
Ooh, what is... Oh, yeah, that reduces your bullshit.
It halves it. Yeah, halves the damage.
Halves all damage, is it?
When an
forget how it
attacker
works.
that you can see hits you with an attack, you can use your reaction to have the attack's damage against you.
Okay. Count on, like, area of effect things. Saves.
I'll Google.
Sometimes attack means attack roll. It might not. On a success, on a failure though, you are poisoned for 1 minute. You have the poison status. And do you want to know something absolutely insane? I found out playing my rogue.
I knew this would happen.
My rogue last night that poisoning a rogue is the best thing you can do if you want to kill it. It ruins everything. You don't get sneak attack on anything. You suck. Poisoning a rogue is the way to kill a rogue. And I made a joke in chat while I was playing last night that the first thing I'm going to do tonight is poison fire. And I can't believe the first thing I've done tonight is poison fire.
Oh, you can't believe,
I am
you can't believe you did what you
blown
said you were going to do?
away. No,
Yeah,
I
I'd
can't
believe
believe it.
Uh-huh.
I cannot believe it. So, how does it work? Can you still uncanny dodge like cubes of attack and area of attack things? I just can't remember. Is it uncanny?
I'm just getting like
To-
subjective
To
shit.
my knowledge, uncanny works on anything you can see coming, but since it's a reaction, she can only do it once per round.
Let's have a look. Yeah. Uncanny dodge skill requires an attack. So if there's a spell that includes an attack roll, this isn't
Yeah,
an
if they
attack roll.
roll.
Well, this isn't an attack roll. You have to make a save.
Okay, then I take it all. Woo!
So,
what was it? A
things like
total?
fireball and shit is what it's saying. Fireball is not an attack any more than spike growth is. So, I guess that counts for this as well. I'm sure there's someone in chat who will or will not correct me. You have until the end of this round. So, you take 16 damage. 16 poison damage. And
So, poison.
you are poisoned. Poisoned means you have disadvantage on basically everything. And it also nullifies your sneak attack.
Cool. Sick.
So,
Thanks.
is
Thank
that
you, Brad.
correct, everyone? And good.
No, it's not.
And
Not
that's
correct.
the last chance you had to lawyer me out of what just happened on that round. It is time for the liquid troll to move forward. And how fast can you move? I'm assuming not fast. This thing starts running as fast as it can towards where you are, Fire, but it looks like it wants to eat you still. But that's all it does. It is very slow. It's just moving. And then you're hit by all this poison. Merlin, you are what? Resistant to poison? Let me just double check that.
I'm undead.
Yeah, how does that work? Resistance to poison damage. Poison. You are immune to poison damage and can't be poisoned. On the first page of your thing at the very bottom. You take no
Full-on
damage.
immunity.
He
Even
has
better.
full-on immunity to poison damage and cannot be poisoned. So nothing happened to you then. You just got covered in goop.
Oh.
And it is your turn.
Okay, I am going to cast. Oh wait, first I am prone, so I'm gonna use my movement so I can, oopsie daisy, get back up, and then I am going to cast Fireball on that liquid troll. Can I do it?
Oh, yes, you absolutely may.
Okay, I really hope this roll doesn't suck. Oh.
I assume you're casting it like behind this thing so that
Yeah, so that no one else is within like range and stuff. Yeah.
All right.
Okay, that is a
Um,
29.
He has to make a dexterity saving throw or take the full damage. Let's see what you've got. Somehow he has a +1. A 12, I'm assuming, is a fail. Yep, under a 16. So he
Yes.
takes 29 fire damage. I need you to roll me a d20. If you roll under a
D20.
10, you will start a forest fire. Thank you, Mythomatic. A 10. There is a fireball that goes off here, and the fireball hits the area behind this thing. The trees and the foliage and everything are hit by this fireball, but the area is maybe a little damp from the rain from the day before, and the fireball, it obliterates a bunch of the wood and the trees here, and the liquid troll moving towards you is covered in this fire. When the fire clears, the troll is dancing around, putting out the fire on it. Its hair is all burnt away. There's little patches of him that are extremely hairy, that are burning, and he's patting away at them. And you deal 29 points of fire to this troll. Big hits. And is that the end of your turn? You want to move or anything else?
Oh, if I can move just a little bit, like right there.
There we go.
Okay.
And let's top it around again with Vita.
Vita is gonna fly around the Venom troll and take the help action.
Okay. Giving you advantage on attack rolls. Wait, hang on. How does help work again?
I think it's the next person to attack it gets advantage on their roll.
I accept. Lend your aid to a creature's ability check or attack only if you're within 5 feet of the target. Oh, you can pick, I think. Is that what that means?
Yeah. I think last time we did it, we took it as just the next person
Next
to
one?
attack.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
fine by me. That works. Okay. So Vita just starts pissing off the Venom troll, flying around it, swiping at it with these burning claws. And that brings us to Will's turn.
Okay. Merlin's fireball only hit one of these targets, right?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to hop over the cart. 5, 10. And I'm going to move up to the one that got toasted. Let me just double check one thing. Sadly, I cannot hit them both with this. It's okay. I'm going to use my menacing aura right here, and the only creature in range would be the Venom Troll,
Okay.
which would need to make me a charisma saving throw of 15 or higher, or be feared for 1 minute.
10. The creature
That is
is feared. Let me see what that means. I assume frightened. So,
Yes.
frightened creature has disadvantage on ability checks and attack rolls while the source of its fear is within line of sight. The creature can't willingly move closer to the source of its fear. So, what is this? What do you do? What do we see or hear or?
This is leaning more into the will's not quite entirely human theory, as there's just a very ominous kind of a red glow comes up out of nowhere, and it's hard. It doesn't appear to be magic or a spell. It's just he's innately very angry, and when he gets mad, this happens, and it's hard to describe other than that.
Yeah, this troll is watching you. You jump up on top of this cart. It weighs down under the heaviness of you, and you run to the other side. And as you jump down and look up at this thing, your eyes with a red glow to them, the troll stops for the first time since you picked up on it, and it looks at you and then shouts, "Banamida! Banamida!" and starts pointing and shouting that at you. And looks pretty scared on his disgusting face.
That fright only lasts till the end of my next turn, so it's fairly short-lived.
Okay.
Then I'm going to step in front of this one and use marked target on this guy, which is this one right here. Boom.
What the?
Which is a bonus action.
You gain the ability to mark a target for death. As a bonus action, choose one creature you can see within 30 feet of you. The target is marked for 1 minute. The effect ends early. If the target dies, you die, or you are incapacitated. Until the effect ends, you gain the following benefits. You gain a bonus to damage rolls against the marked target. The bonus equals your proficiency bonus. Any attack roll you make against the target is a crit on 19 or a 20. And if the target dies, you regain the hit points equal to your charisma modifier plus 1. Nice. I'll put bullshit on it so that we remember that is your marked target.
And
yep.
I can't actually swing this turn because I've used all of my power-up stuff, so I will hurt them later.
Okay.
And end my turn here.
Guinness releases Carlsberg from the cart, and I'm going to just free action Carlsberg away as Carlsberg rushes away from the cart. Guinness will fire again, stepping back towards where you are, Merlin. He says, "Oh, get behind me. Oh, these things will eat us alive. They'll eat us alive. We're too small for them." And he fires off his crossbow. On a 10, he misses again, kind of wildly firing into the area where these trolls are. And that brings us to Fix.
Ooh, cool. Okay, I'm gonna run in front of Stella. Doesn't deserve to die.
Debatable.
Kind of a bitch.
I will fire off a hex at the liquid troll and double Eldritch Blast it.
Okay. What are you hexing?
I am hexing a strength.
Okay.
Yeah, why not? I never know how to use that very well. 16 and an 8. Wow.
16 is a hit, so give me the damage on that, and then roll me a d20.
14 damage plus 2 necrotic. And a 4 on the d20.
A 4 on your d20.
That's max damage.
14 with 2 necrotic is max damage.
16, well, 14 was max damage. Plus 2 necrotic.
Okay.
16 in total.
16 damage, yeah. This thing is still kind of putting out all this stuff. You see Will moving in behind it, casting some sort of spell or incanting in some way, and you fire off 2 of these Eldritch Blasts. One of them strikes this thing dead center of its forehead, knocking its head back. It shakes its head. The second one, you rolled a 4, hits Will. Give me the damage.
Oh no.
You miss your foe, but
7.
hit an ally within 5 feet of them.
So, just saying, my armor protects
your
me from
armor
that ones.
come into effect?
Does this?
No, this
Help me out at
automatically
all?
hits him. Will, what you see this troll that you're marking get hit by a spell that you recognize these forces of energy from fighting with Fix Enough over the last few weeks. And then one of them strikes you in the back of the head, and the two of you are just dung dung, and the two of you have to shake your heads as you take 7 force damage from the second Eldritch Blast from Fix there.
The best part is I know this attack always comes in a pair because I've seen it over and over. So the first one hits, and then I'm just like, all right, waiting for the second one, waiting.
Yeah.
Just right them back.
Struck in the
Sorry.
back of the head.
Still getting
don't
used to the
think-
gauntlet.
Fire's turn. That gauntlet is kicked in, by the way. You do have a +1 to your AC, and your strength is up 1. Remember, it's attached to that gauntlet, though, and I don't know if you've done that on your sheet, but we can.
Haven't
arrange-
added it yet. but-
All right. I'll do a thing. I'll do special bullshit later on. Fire. You feel awful.
Yeah.
You are poisoned. Whatever has happened, this strange ichor that came out that let forth a burst of toxic blood has struck you, and as soon as it does, you feel an instant reaction to it in some way, almost like an allergy. You begin to feel very sick and dizzy instantly, and you do not feel good right now. You're poisoned for 1 minute.
Okay.
It's a
I'm
really
gonna go-
annoying and horrible thing that doesn't
Yep.
let you make any saves.
I'm gonna free Stella.
Oh wait, no, it can. You
Like-
can make a save. Oh god, thank God for that. Okay, I was going to say that is.
Can I make a save now?
Nope. At the end of your turn, you can.
Oh, okay. I free Stella because I saw Guinness do that with the other horse, and I'm like, smart. And then I'm gonna. Is this a bush here or a tree?
That'd be a bush.
I'm gonna try and hide. And I have disadvantage on my
Yes.
stealth.
Give me a disadvantaged self roll. An 18 is pretty good. You kind of stumble back past Fix. She fires off 2 Eldritch Blasts. You unclasp the reins from the horse, allowing it to move away quickly from the cart, and then probably dive awkwardly into a bush nearby. But it's a good bush roll
just-
as you hide.
You just hear fire go. I don't feel too good.
Give me a con save to see if you remain feeling bad. Ooh, a
Ooh.
21. You make it. Surprise, surprise. As you
I feel fine.
jump back into this thing and clear your head for a moment, you feel the effects of this reaction dissipating very quickly, enough for you to be able to clear your head and get back into the fight.
Thank God.
Unless the Venom troll does something terrible to you. I think the first thing that will happen is I will roll D6 to see if its little move reappears. And then I guess what I will do is I will swing. Oh, okay. You know what? Let's see if we can eat Vita.
No! Let's not!
I am currently Venom Troll right now.
Oh,
So,
sorry,
a
Mr. Venom Troll.
14 against Vita's AC.
Yep. That is.
Okay, 6 piercing and 8 poison. Is Vita immune to anything?
Yeah. Immune to poison.
Oh, look at that, lucky. But you take 6
Lucky?
piercing. He does get bit.
Deliberate.
Okay, he does get bitten.
Okay.
This thing is Vita is flying around this troll, and it just opens its mouth at one point and just bites down. You see it catch Vita, but Vita kind of moves and swings out of the way from being like entirely consumed. Covered in kind of poison, it burns off of Vita's body quickly, and the troll moves away from Vita. Again, Vita can make an opportunity attack.
And he will. Come on, Vita. An 8.
An 8 is a miss. And then it is behind you, Will, with 2 claw attacks towards you and your brand new AC, 24 and a 16.
Those will both miss when I turn and reaction cast shield at this thing and just stop the attack.
Yeah. This thing moves, it kind of just, as it's biting up at Vita, it's moving forward. It swings 2 claws at you. One of them stopped immediately by this arcane shield, and then the second one as well. It looks down at you quizzically, kind of too dumb to know what the fuck just happened to it.
Oh, actually, I just realized it can't walk towards me. It's frightened of me.
Oh, it is frightened of you. Rewind all of that. That's perfect. Let's. It's going to go over to Merlin and Guinness instead.
On second thought, it can come right over. The water's warm.
Now, I will re-roll the attack rolls though. One going towards Guinness, and then the second one. Oh, natural 1 against Guinness, and then the second one is a natural 1 again. What the fuck?
Please come back and hit me with those.
Yes.
Wow. Oh, that would have been really useful
So
against
many
you.
nat ones this session. It's insane.
It is madness. This is a crazy session, and I don't trust that we're in the Matrix now. The horse gets to free run away because that was the rules I wrote for getting the horses free. Now, roll me a d20. Yeah, roll me 2, Merlin. You may determine what happens here.
Wait, what? Roll a 2?
2 d20s. 1 d20 and then another d20, please. See what happens. A 9 and a 7. As this thing is moving towards you, it crunches onto the parts of the cart that were splintered and broken, and you see like a piece of branch go up into this thing's leg. It kind of stumbles a little bit. You've reduced its speed. And then the second one is a 7. You, if you would like, may climb onto the troll.
Yes.
You essentially get a free ability to be able to what's it called? Where you jump on to
Mount.
mount the
more-
creature. Climb a creature is what it's called.
If I was more melee attuned, I'd do this in a heartbeat. But because I focus on magic, this would not be a good idea. So I will refrain from climbing the tree.
You could ride one and hit the other. Do battle.
No,
Kind of like
no,
Ratatouille it and like just control it to whack its buddy
You
instead.
could always
She's-
try.
She's making so much sense. Please don't talk her out of it. She was right on the money. Don't do that.
Okay, I won't.
All right, so this thing is right in front of you though, and it looks like it wants to eat you, and it is no longer feared now. Is that right?
Correct.
At
No, the end of my
your
turn.
At the end of your turn. All right, liquid troll, burning a little bit, covered in this mark. Does the mark is just giving you abilities to attack it, or does it do anything now that it's about to try and attack you instead?
The mark is offensive for me. Its attacks are still normal.
Alrighty then. So all of these attacks are for you. It goes crazy and sees you in front of it and shouts Manana, and now will attempt to bite you on a 10, and then claw. So 24 and then a 17 on its
I will
claw attack.
go ahead and use shield and block that big claw attack.
Yes. You cast the shield. This is pretty much what actually happened last time, but again, this thing just starts swiping at you. It hits this arcane shield that you bring up, and it just looks extremely confused as it does so. Looking down at you very quizzically and confused, and that's the end of its turn. Merlin, in front of you, and this thing is 15 feet tall. I can't remember how tall you are, but it was pretty short, like 3 foot. You're
I'm like 3
looking
foot.
up at, this is... If we could play it, I would play the Attack on Titan thing.
Oh no. Oh god.
As it's looking down at you and a dwarf.
no.
And you hear, being this close to it, its stomach rumble.
Oh yeah, I could play at that game too. I'm mighty hungry. Can I use a bonus action first?
You want to do a counter stomach rumble?
Well, not yet, but I was
You can
wondering
use in any order.
Can I push it telekinetic so that it's not too close to me and Guinness?
Yeah, what are the rules on that? That's anything, is it? Or anything the same size as you?
Yeah.
One creature you can
yes.
see? Yeah, man, that's mad. That could move a Tarrasque. Could it? Can that move a creature of any size? You can telekinetic shove one creature you can see within 30 feet. It doesn't mention size at all.
It doesn't.
That's insane. Wizards, that can't be right. You made this up. I feel like Disby wrote this in and was like, yeah, this is what I get now. Which is what Murgles does to me in our offline game. She just showed up with a thing that could do all this stuff that doesn't exist. And now I'm afraid of it happening all the time. Okay, yeah, you may shove it away from you and it moves. It makes a strength save. Let's see. Yeah. So, strength save coming in from the Venom Troll. It has to be, a 21 on DC 8 plus your proficiency. Yeah, you try and move it telekinetically. There's like that moment where Charles Xavier puts his hands to his head and then he always gets that feedback and goes, ah, because this thing is not moving. It's like trying to move a building telekinetically. It's just really difficult to do. And it doesn't move. It's your bonus action.
Oh boy, yep, that's okay. Could I take a step back without it attacking me? Or is it gonna swipe at me?
It has the option to swipe at you. Whether it does or it doesn't is up to the creature on the turn.
Dang it. Okay. I'm gonna attempt to take a step back. I do it.
It is going to try
No.
and eat you.
No.
Let's roll
Got
an
an
attack
appetite.
roll for you. A 12.
Oh, missed.
Yes, you move out the way and just these jaws come down and you're gone. You hear the teeth crack together as you stumble backwards out of the way of this thing.
Okay, I'm now gonna use Scorching Ray, all 3 blasts on this mofo.
Okay.
Okay, alright, here we go. There's a 1.
18 hits.
And a 2.
24 hits.
It's good. It's good.
And a 3.
17 hits. They all hit.
Let's go.
Alright, here's all the damage incoming. Okay, that's 15.
15 damage total. These things come flying towards the troll. The troll is hit by all of them. Does not like it at all.
I wouldn't imagine so.
You still have the rest of your movement if you want to run further.
Okay, you know what? I think I will, and I'm gonna hide with fire.
Okay. You rush around this tree and fire. You're in a bush. Suddenly there is Merlin next to you as well.
I beckon Guinness to come this way too.
Sure. Fully understand exactly what you mean. And it is now Vita's turn.
Yeah. Vita shakes off the bite and goes straight back after the Venom Troll and helps again.
Okay. Give me an attack roll. Oh, wait. No,
No,
what are you
no,
doing?
help
You're
action.
doing the help action for the next attack roll. Okay.
Yeah, hopefully Guinness can hit this time.
That is Will's turn then.
All right. Just gonna look right up at the troll and say, "Here comes the fun part," and use Vow of Enmity to give myself advantage on the swing.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm gonna cast Booming Blade, which is a 19.
Okay. 19 is a hit.
19 is a hit, and that's going to deal. Give me a sec. It is going to deal. $19 total damage. Sorry, there's a lot of modifiers going into that one.
Yeah.
It's 5 slashing, 6 thunder, 5 radiant, and 3 additional slashing.
You strike this thing with the sword. It cuts open a nasty wound. The creature is wreathed in that booming blade kind of glow, and it looks down. Pissed off now. This one is kind of kind of getting beaten up as it has a couple of wounds. It's burning in places. It's probably still on fire in a way. And you deal 19 points of damage to the liquid troll. And anything else on your turn?
I'm going to step directly in front of it. Kind of like with body language that just says you're not going any further, and end my turn right there.
Okay. The next turn goes to Guinness. He drops his crossbow and says, "Right, you bastard. Now it's time for me to fight like a real dwarf." And from absolutely nowhere, he pulls out a battle axe that you didn't even know was on him. Pulls it out from his trousers, but it's not what you
Where
think it
does
is.
he
It's an
keep it?
actual battle axe. What I've just found out is that Guinness has pack tactics, which is amazing. So Vita is within 5 feet of him, so he has advantage on the attack.
He would have had advantage anyway, because Vita was helping.
And he gets double advantage, if only that existed.
Lucky him.
And let's swing and attack. Ooh, a 26. He pulls a battle axe out from his underwear, and this thing comes out. No one is expecting it, and he runs this up the front of this this troll's leg and the bottom of its gut, kind of opening up this horrible wound. However, it's no good with this creature. Not a good idea. It's 15 damage he deals, slashing damage, but every creature within 5 feet of the troll takes poison damage. Now, this won't affect Vita, but the spray of poisonous, acidic blood strikes Guinness as he's not expecting it for 5 damage. Guinness's hips with all of this burning, venomous troll blood, and he says, "Bastard! I'm a dwarf!" Which was me reminding myself that he takes half. So,
Nice.
he is at 73 hit points, and it is Fix's turn.
Ooh. I'm glancing between Merlin and Will, trying to decide who I should prioritize assisting more. But seeing as the number game seems to favor helping Will, I run towards Will and fire 2 more Eldritch Blasts at the Liquid Troll.
Okay.
I duck.
Yes. I will shout as I do it. Down below. So 22 and a 12.
22 hits.
It's 9 on blast damage, and then 4 necrotic.
4 necrotic damage. Yes, again, these 2 Eldritch Blasts fly off. Will ducks, one flies over his head. Both strike this creature, but one of them seems to be the one that really hits. It hits a piece of him that is not hardened by disgusting calluses, and strikes and deals the damage to it. And you want to do anything else?
No, that's it.
All right, Fire's turn.
I would like to shoot the Venom troll in the back of the knee with my bow. Sneak attack, right? Because I'm hidden.
Yep. You have advantage.
Ooh. Oh, so I'll just roll again. Good thing I have advantage.
The 20 is a hit, and you deal 14 sneak attack damage, 9 piercing damage, which is 748
23.
damage
We're close.
to the creature. Yeah, this arrow flies out, sticks into the back of this creature's leg. You get it just at the point where this thing, its leg is already kind of messed up. It seems to have these branches and splintered bits of the cart stuck in its leg. So sighting up and realizing that part of its leg is weak, you're able to fire an arrow into it. It stumbles forward a little bit while dealing with this, with Guinness in front of him. What else do you want to do?
Stay hidden.
Okay, give me a stealth check.
21.
21. Venom troll. Let's see here. Let's see here. The troll is going to try and pick up Guinness. So that will be a strength check
God,
from
I
the
want to see
troll.
Guinness riding the troll so badly.
21, and Guinness has to beat a 21. Let's see. He has +2 to his athletics, so a 17. It's not enough. You see this enormous venom troll reach down for Guinness. Guinness bringing his battle axe up, but not quick enough. 2 hands grabbing Guinness around the shoulders and lifting him up. And it begins to open its mouth.
Guinness, no.
Liquid Troll is going to stumble around you, Will, swinging its claws wildly at you.
Which will cause an explosion, dealing
Yes.
2d8 thunder.
Give damage, please.
Give damage, plus. It will eat 10 thunder damage for its troubles.
10 damage goes off and it stumbles around you. It is going to swipe 2 claws at you and try and bite Fix. 21 and a 16 on you, Will.
1 will hit.
1 will hit. You will take 12 piercing damage. If the troll hits a creature with both attacks at the same time, it doesn't, but you don't want to get hit by them both at the same time. Then a bite attack towards Fix on a 16.
Hits.
Even with your brand new gauntlet.
Even with. Can you believe it?
The swinging wildly, this booming blade goes off and maybe distracts both of you as Will, you feel the strike of one of these claws as it rushes past you, runs a claw or hits you in such a way that it deals enough damage through even your thick armor. As it does so, Fix, you look up and this thing's enormous mouth is coming down towards you and you move out of the way as best you can, but you feel it bite into your back and shoulder as it bites and
as it does, it bursts into flames as I cast Hellish Rebuke as a reaction.
give damage, please.
28 fire damage.
Ooh, that is a lot of damage. Yes, you ignite this thing from underneath it. Suddenly, Will, you're taken aback as flames rush up this thing. It is so badly fucked up, but it is not dead. The thing has got flames all over it from varying sources, cuts and sort of bruises from these eldritch blasts, but it's still standing, and it doesn't even seem to care because it's got a nice chunk of Fix flesh to eat for now. And that is the end of its turn, bringing us to Merlin's
I'm gonna look
turn.
over and be like, we'll do that more often.
First things first, I think Merlin would hand a potion of greater healing to Fire.
Mm-hmm.
And then...
I will allow it.
Thank you. And then I will... Staff of Necrosis. I'll pull out that big old staff and I'll try and cast some necrotic spells on this Venom troll so he lets go of poor old Guinness.
Okay.
23.
Staff of Necrosis fires and it will hit.
10.
10 necrotic damage as the horrible necrotic energy launches out from this staff, floating and picking up speed as it moves towards the Venom troll. It strikes the troll. With its dinner still in hand, it swings around and looks at you, Guinness being crushed.
Okay,
Guinness
can I
is now
try-
here because it's looking at you.
Oh no. Can I attempt to push again?
Yes.
Okay, I will push. You let go of Guinness.
An 18, as this telekinetic thing doesn't work.
Darn it.
You unable to push this thing. It's too big and heavy and strong. Vita's turn.
Sorry, Guinness.
Yeah, Vita's gonna fly around here and take the help action again. Nice, predictable.
That brings us to Will.
Okay, this troll, is it regenerating in any way? Does it look like this thing's wounds are closing up as we've been fighting it, or no?
Nope.
Okay. I stab it in the face
Okay, give me the attack roll.
with a regular stab, not the booming blade, so I can swing Wait, no. I don't have 2 swings yet, do I? I do not. Okay, never mind.
Yeah,
It's
you
still
do
a
not,
booming
no,
blade.
yeah.
I don't have my second swing unlocked yet. So, a booming blade it is. And
Roll. I mean, how do you kill it? Probably. Can you do more than 11 damage on a natural 20?
if I had to guess, this would be like 40-ish damage if I added it all up. So, yes, it's going to be more than 10.
What does this look like? What do you do? How do you kill the troll?
I think when the thing goes into bite fix, it like gets a mouthful of flesh, and as it comes back, it also caught a mouthful of sword right up through the bottom of the jaw. And it takes a second to register that it's chewing, but there's something in the way, and then right through the brain.
And yeah, it falls down the sword, and then Will, you probably have to remove the sword and dodge backwards as this thing just hits the ground. Earthquaking sound as this enormous troll hits the ground and rolls over, its eyes rolling up in its head. This one is defeated, and it is still your turn if you have anything left that you want to do.
I will use my movement. I'll just look up at Fix for a sec, nod quickly, and then immediately run this way. And jump over the cart and land right here behind Vita. And my turn here.
Okay. Guinness will... Oh, man, how dumb is Guinness? Oh, he's pretty dumb. He's pretty dumb. Actually, this doesn't reflect his stats. Hang on a second. I think I have them somewhere. I don't think he's this dumb. Yeah, he is. He's a dwarf, and he's resistant to poison. Yeah, I think he's just going to hit it again. Battle axe. Strike. On a 10.
He gets advantage.
He has advantage. On a 20. Non-natural 20. He gets... he's kind of restrained, but he manages to loose one arm through the fingers of this troll, and he just strikes the axe into the side of it, dealing 6 damage to the troll and releasing another spray of venomous troll blood. Oh, it's 2d8. I think I rolled 2d6 before. I don't remember. He's going to take 2 damage himself from the spray of blood as he... You bastard! Get off me! And he swings wildly at it, but I think that is the end of his turn. Fix your turn.
So stagger, clutching my shoulder, and then run after Will. I'm going to jump up onto the cart here. And then bonus action hex this troll now for strength again. And Eldritch Blast! Yoo!
Do it.
Ooh, 12.
12's a miss.
That's a miss. 21!
21's a hit.
For 5 plus 2, 7 damage.
7 damage, yeah. Another Eldritch Blast coming in and hitting this thing. Boom! It continues to look like it just wants to eat Guinness in his hands, glancing over at you. It doesn't look great, though. It doesn't look too... it looks a little beat up. Let's see. Is that the end of your turn?
It is.
Fire's turn.
Okay, I would like to chug the potion that I was just given. For 14.
14
Okay.
HP returns to you.
And is that my action or is that bonus action? I don't
That is
remember.
your action.
Okay, bonus action. I want to stay hidden.
Okay, give me a stealth check.
21 again.
Yes. The Venom Troll is going to attempt to eat Guinness. Let's make an attack with advantage on Guinness. Or 25 will hit. 7 of it being piercing damage, and then 4 of it being poison. It bites Guinness, and Guinness's head is in its mouth, and it starts to distend its jaw and just like eat Guinness whole. From inside the thing's gullet, you just hear as he is now consuming Guinness, which we've all done on a quiet Friday night at the pub. The liquid troll says it regenerates 10 HP.
Fast.
And up until then, I don't think it had regenerated until this turn. Like it was the only time it didn't take fire damage. Was up until the last thing. But then nobody else hit it with fire. And he...
Wait, last turn it got hit by my hellish rebuke, which was fire.
This turn, beginning with Vita, all the way around. Actually, does it count as last turn or this turn? Hang on.
That was... I don't know.
I don't know
can't remember
either.
when it was.
So the lake troll regains 10 hit points at the start of his turn. If the lake troll takes fire damage, it regains only... yeah, no, he's up. Oh, this whole time I've been playing this wrong anyway. So... Wow, this is unbeatable. Okay. Oh no! The liquid troll says, and then sits up, scratches its head, sniffs the air, and then turns around and stands up and trundles over to where you are, Fix.
Fuck.
Would it have used half its movement standing up?
Yes. It will move over to where you are, Fix, and that will be all it will do. And it is Merlin's turn.
Oh God. Well, Merlin is gonna scurry to Will and hand him a potion of greater healing.
Okay.
Okay.
And he's then also going to use Scorching Ray twice on the Venom Troll and one on the Liquid Troll that's come back up.
Okay. Give me the attacks.
Oh boy. 24, 13, 17.
So 24 hits and 17 hits, so one on each of the trolls. 10
Yes.
fire damage fired over at the one which is currently eating Guinness. And 11 fire damage at the other one, which falls over again. Hits the ground and is dead.
Oh. Is he dead this time?
No. The the other one is also still alive, and that would be the end of your turn, I assume.
Yeah, I'm gonna scurry on back into the bush with fire.
Okay, Vita's turn.
Oof. Oof. Yeah, I was gonna take the help action again to help Will if Will decides to attack.
Okay, Will's turn.
Okay. So it's it's dead or it's down. I'm unclear on how the regen thing is working.
Currently dead.
Can I make a perception check or anything to see if it's like still breathing?
Yes. Give me a perception check or a nature check or a medicine check.
Perception or nature or medicine. 3 skills I am not proficient in. We will do perception. I want to glance at it and see, like...
You can see all of the wounds and things on its body slowly knitting back together.
Nope. I'm going to jump back up on this cart, and I am going to drive my sword directly into its throat.
All right, give me an attack roll with advantage.
That is a 20, and I will hit it with a divine smite because I want it to die.
Yes.
So that is going to be booming blade damage, the justice damage, which didn't roll very well, and then it's also going to take an additional 5 radiant and 3 slashing from my 2 other special abilities that were going, so 8 total.
You hit
So
it in
8
the
plus-
in the throat, and its throat and head explodes. there is just gore and blood. It runs up the side of the cart and spreads across the ground. It rushes towards where you guys are stood, and there is just the goop spilling out from this thing's neck.
Okay. Is it still breathing?
Give me a perception check.
As it's still knitting its wounds up.
No.
A 5.
Or maybe. No. Oh, you can't tell. There's too much going on.
All right. I'm gonna turn and hop back down, and as I'm hopping down, I'm gonna look at Merlin and say, "Burn that thing to ash," and end my turn.
Okay. Guinness, I guess, will do nothing. He is currently being consumed and has lost his privileges, which brings us to Fix's turn.
Technical question. If I were to make a melee spell attack, what is that? What would that look like? How does that work?
It just means you make an attack within melee range, but it counts as a spell.
I see. So I get my spell attack bonus, but it'd just be like a flat. Okay. Interesting. I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna Eesh. So many things I want to do. Yeah, Eldritch Blast, the Venom Troll. How fun and original.
Yep. You wanted to
It's a
play a
natural
warlock.
27.
Natural 27 and a 19. They both hit. Can you do more than 4 damage?
34? Will I do it?
How do you kill it?
All right. So, yeah, I aim the Eldritch Blast where I think, as I have knowledge of these things, biologically, its asshole will be. And I kind of aim the blast upwards so that it goes through the troll, and I try to fire Guinness out the other end.
Wow. Because this is a natural 27, that works somehow. Guinness is fired out of this thing as from the inside out, like fucking Independence Day. This thing, the Eldritch Blast goes up its arse and then just explodes from the inside. It has the worst anal fissures of all time, and then the pressure buildup pushes Guinness out, who just is launched and lands rolling over nearby the bush where Merlin and Fire is, covered in kind of goop and poison, and he stands up and dizzily kind of wobbles. The Venom Troll falls down, all kinds of messed up, but mostly in its rear end. The thing lands on the ground. And it's dead. Would you like to do anything else on your turn?
I want to check if it's still breathing.
Give me a perception, medicine, or nature check.
Okay. An 8.
It really doesn't look like it's still breathing.
I don't trust it.
You rolled an 8.
Yep.
Fire's
that's
turn.
Everything's done now. So I will leave the bush and stand up and brush myself off and just say, okay, who's going to get the horses then? How do we get them?
The liquid troll. Actually, I guess it would probably be something like as a tiny little nubbin of a head grows out of the torn mess that was destroyed by Will. A little head appears on the liquid troll, and he's back to life once again.
Okay.
It sits up and it looks around like it did before. Goes to scratch his head, and his giant hand flies over the top of its tiny head, and it says and stands up and turns around, and there's just honestly from your perspective looks like a headless lake troll standing in front of you, Fix. And it is going to... I'm not even going to let it do a bite attack, but it's going to swing at you with its claws because it doesn't have a head yet. But its head begins to like swell and grow in front of you. That's seen in Men in Black. where it's, you know, the thing in its head goes and it grows, and he says, do you know how much that stings? That's what's happening over the course of this turn, and it's going to swing once with its claws on a natural one, roll me a d20, and second with its claws on a 23.
Well, the second one will hit, and that's a 17 on the d20.
17 on the d20. You take 17 piercing damage as it absolutely beats you across this cart here.
Question, Brad.
Yeah.
I don't know if standing up counts because it uses movement, but it would have set off Booming Blade again if that's the case.
Does dying end the spell?
It just says if the target moves before my next turn, so I guess it kind of depends on if you consider standing up moving or not.
Roll me a d20.
Roll a d20.
Under a 10. And it will... Oh, nice.
Again!
It swings at you, and then boom, Booming Blade goes off, and the thing falls dead.
Oh, thank God.
Which did exactly 10 thunder to stop it.
Thanks, Will.
Merlin's turn.
Can I attempt to push it when it's dead?
Yes.
Okay, I will telekinetic it.
Yes, you push
So
it
has
5
some
feet.
Distance. Okay, it has some distance between itself and fire. I will frickin' use a fireball on this thing so it doesn't come back.
Yes.
Okay, boom.
It's going to fail its dex save. Roll me a d20.
Okay, this thing has to go.
Oops. Okay. First thing that happens is the fireball goes off, and
Oh no.
this thing is burned to cinders. The area behind where it, I'm assuming you don't aim the fireball at anything, hence why you pushed it and then hit,
Yes.
set off the fireball.
Exactly.
Is the tree behind it is ignited suddenly in
Oh, no.
flame as you accidentally start a fire in this area. There is a sudden everything is on fire. What
Whoops.
else do you do on your turn?
I don't think I have anything to put this fire out. I think Merlin starts to run around in circles in panic, knowing that he's caused the fire.
All right. Let's see if this is a fire sound effect or something completely different, which is very possible considering we have a character called Fire and I have a lot of sounds that might be fire. It is fire. A fire begins. You can all thank and subscribe to Mythomatic for reminding me, just after all, even showing me after all these years, that people launching fireballs in forests and stuff never sets off forest fires.
Yeah.
Come on. Everything's
Smith.
on fire. It's the greatest thing. I saw him do it and I went every time, why are we not taking into account people using fireball in a forest? You need to think, Mark. Think when you're using a fireball in a forest. On the plus side, it burns up this troll. On the negative side, you have started a terrible forest fire. It is now Vita's turn.
So this Venom troll is still potentially a thing. Alright. Vita's gonna sort of fly over the top of it, really, and it's gonna use Burn Up.
Oh.
Which is 10-foot radius of fire. Each creature must make a DC 11 dex save, taking 2d6 fire damage and a fail save.
Okay,
Well,
it
half as much
automatically
as
fails, so give me the damage.
5.
5, yeah. Another set of flame from Vita as the troll underneath it is burned up. Roll me a d20. Under a 5, you'll start another fire in that side of the forest. It's a smaller
16.
flame, so I'll give you a lower DC. And yes, this troll over there is burned up, burned down to nothing, basically. What do you do? No, I guess it's Will's turn. There's still a fire.
Right. So the
is
trolls
spreading.
are done and gone and reduced to ash. Yeah. Okay. I'll probably look to our 2 spellcasters first and say, "Can you put that out?" I'm gonna interpret that as a no and start running.
Guinness says, "Oh, my cat! Keep it off me, cat!"
I'm gonna position myself right here, and I am going to cast the spell Thunder Wave, angled to the southwest into the tree,
Okay.
which will effectively be me clapping my hands and making a massive outward, just concussive force. I want to see if I can extinguish the fire that way.
Yes. There is a boom, and then you do the Hulk clap, and
Yes.
the fire is extinguished before it really gets going.
Phew.
And you guys find yourselves in a forest surrounded by burned trees, dry trees, but no fire. Doesn't appear to be anything but 2 giant piles of ash where the ogres were. And Guinness rushes over to his cart and says, "Oh, get me stuff's all burnt, is it? Is me stuff burnt?"
No, you're fine.
It's fine.
Oh.
What about the horses? Where have they gone?
He whistles, which I won't do. And the horses clippity clop over, and he says, "Right, okay.
Good.
Fire, you try and get still hooked back up.
Oh, easy.
All right, and I'll
Got it.
Carlsberg, bastards, covered in shite. Is everybody all right?"
Felt better. I
For
want
the
to go check
most
out
part.
those corpses, actually.
Yep.
See if there's
You go
anything.
wandering off into the forest towards these. There's a smaller fire that's like a campfire on an old piece of rock from a ruin of sorts that is sitting aside from the road. On it is just burned meat that you know was once a human body. It is grotesque. It stinks, and but nothing can really be made of the body which is on the fire. The 2 bodies either side of it, however, you can see are in bad condition. They might be like a day or 2 old, and they've begun to they've entered a state of sort of rigor mortis, but they've also had like chunks bitten out of them just through the clothing that's on them. They also have like certain burn marks on them. They look like they were bludgeoned as well, like to death. So their bodies are twisted and broken in angles. Their heads are a mess. But you can make out that one of them was once an elf or a half elf, and one of them is a human. All 3 of them men.
I'll search their pockets.
Yeah, give me an investigation check. And Fire, give me an animal handling. On 11, just enough. You manage to coax
Yay.
Stella back towards the cart and begin to reattach the reins. And let's see here. What did you get? An 8 on the investigation. You start looking them over, but you don't recognize much of what's on them. I think you can easily recognize the emblem of the Guardian Army on them. Their outfits are actually very similar to what they what the Watch were wearing back at Jairus, but the Jairus guards had the wolf emblem on them. The soldiers here seem to have a purple sash across the, like, sewn in, so like a purple slash of color across the front of their uniforms, and they have the symbol of Guardia on them. One of them has kind of a half cloak of red on them, but it seems to have been torn and ripped up, but was probably once something like a cloak. But yeah, they don't have anything on them. It seems that their weapons and their things aren't here. Whether that means that they were left behind or eaten or something, you don't know. But they don't seem to have anything on them. Nothing in their pockets or anything like that. They just appear to be these bodies. No other things on them. But you can certainly recognize that they were soldiers of Guardia in some way, but they have kind of odd-looking uniforms.
So while Fire is preoccupied with Guinness, I'd like to try and slyly grab Merlin and Will and bring them over. There's something you might want to look at over here, maybe? You two, quietly.
Oh?
Sure. I think you would just find me kind of looking at the tree that has just been extinguished with kind of like a,
Nice work. Well, they seem to be Guardian soldiers. I don't know if there's anything you make of that, Will. Merlin, I was mostly wondering if maybe they were any good for you.
Oh, yeah, no. I'll make use out of yeah. I would advise maybe you turn around. Not unless you don't mind watching.
I was thinking we might burn the bodies, but if you can use them, then probably better that way. Just let Will look at them first, though, before you get started.
Right.
I will take a look at the bodies.
Yeah, you can recognize what they are. These are actually soldiers of the town of Kira. They have a dedicated set of guardsmen. While there will be dedicated military in town who just wear the standard uniforms of Guardia. The ones with the purple sash on them belong to or work for the town of Kira specifically. So they're essentially town watch, but they have an extended element to it in that they're part of the Guardian army and not. They can be drafted very quickly, basically. And the purple sash just simply designates them as belonging to Kira. They're quite far away, but it wouldn't be too untoward that they would send out these scouting parties. It's quite hard to tell on these guys what they were doing, but you can give me an investigation check since they don't have any other things on them, physical things, or a horse nearby with a pack on it or anything. They just have themselves. Give me an investigation check anyway, since it's in base. Yeah. On a 3, you're not 100% sure why they would be out here, why the dedicated townsfolk would be out here. I would say probably your best guess as a military man with an understanding. You definitely know that these are dedicated guardsmen, is what they're called, of Kira. They belong to the army. They can be drafted to do just about anything. And they're probably a scout party of some sort, maybe out here scouting for something in particular, or possibly just ensuring that there aren't, camps of things going on. There's been raids constantly. There's also these attacks on Col and some point, so it could be something like that. But there's nothing on them here in the immediate vicinity that seems to suggest what it is. What you can do is take a sort of mental note of these two particularly and take an idea of who they might be and what they look like for when you arrive at Kira. So if you say to somebody they looked like this, you can just say they look like this, and that would be a thing. But generally speaking, I don't think you can. You don't find anything else. They are clearly just food. Then
Sure,
there's a biting noise, probably from Merlin.
Sure, I will take note of their appearances, but also, is there any other belongings or anything nearby? Like maybe the troll removed their weapons or anything, marching orders, perhaps, anything like that?
No, the investigation check from Fix on the 8 is the turn up of nothing. There's nothing else here. But the 8 is a pass in the sense that there is nothing here as well.
Gotcha.
They were brought here from another location to be eaten by these trolls.
Can I see which direction they were dragged here from? Is there signs of a struggle leading up to this area?
Yeah, you can give me a survival check. 14.
14 on survival.
There is a lot of chaos, and you start looking around this area. What you don't find is like any signs of struggle or anything like that, but you can make out where these trolls have been. It's there's a complete disarray of local plant life, in that lots of these plants and bushes have been disturbed in a very obvious. Once you tune into it and realize there's a trail of destruction through the plants and the trees that seems to lead in a southeasterly direction away from the road. The road is kind of heading southwest at the moment, away from the road. You'd have to go off-road a little bit to further into the underbrush a little bit, but you could certainly pick up a trail of where these guys came from, what would most likely have been today or last night.
Gotcha. How close are we to Kira at this point? Like, southwest versus southeast? I'm trying to figure.
You
how far
are,
are we from town?
and I will bring you chat over here as well. You're pretty close to Kira. I think you're about half a day away south. So it says a day, but it isn't very, very accurate because you're in a half hex here. You're probably more like somewhere here. About a half day travel on the road with the carts. Yeah, obviously with nothing else going wrong.
So
it's about
southeast
4
would
you'll be there by like tonight, nightfall, like 10.
So basically there's no landmark to the southeast. Like, there's not, I don't see a settlement or anything. It just goes towards a river, right?
Oh, right. Yeah, no, this is just leading into a forest. There wouldn't be anything there. I don't know if you know the land that well to know that it leads to anything like a lake or a river. If much further south east is the river. It's quite far, though. It's possible that's where they came from. Also, this thing is a water-based troll, but I don't know if you know exactly where it leads. You'd have to head off and actively investigate. You'll be traveling for a tiny little bit off the road to continue away from it. You don't know how long or where it goes, but
Gotcha.
it's certainly off the road.
Then in that case, I will start digging a grave, I suppose.
Well,
They are.
Will,
Whoa,
you
whoa,
bastard!
whoa.
Guinness is shouting at you. Merlin, are you eating a desiccated corpse?
I am gonna eat their brains.
I
Yes.
immediately
Merlin-
create
if-
an
if
illusory
Merlin-
wall between Merlin and the rest of the party so that no one can see what he's doing.
Will would get in Merlin's way if he tries to eat soldiers of Guardia,
Whoa.
and just kind of cross his arms. These men are my blood sworn brothers. You will not desecrate their bodies.
It wouldn't be
You can wait a day.
desecrate.
I'll catch you a deer. You will not eat sons of Guardia. Back off.
That was my idea. Don't shout at Merlin for it.
I'm not shouting yet.
No, it's okay. It's okay. Sorry, I don't know what came over me, but perhaps it was my stomach.
Merlin, you did nothing wrong.
Hunger is a normal thing. We'll find you some food,
Hey, Will,
but not this.
Will.
We don't have time to bury them. And maybe put them on the fire. So they can't become food.
Right. You're right. I will construct a small funeral pyre for them then. Like,
Hey, Will.
stack up.
Hey, Will.
Guinness comes wandering over.
Will, you help me with this here cart. I need to lift it up. We gotta fix this here wheel. Will.
In a moment. Yes.
Hey, what's wrong with you? You need help? I got
No.
medicine. Yeah, I'll get you some bandages.
The only thing I require at this moment is silence.
Oh, shite, what happened to them?
Death.
Oh, fuck. Were they guardsmen?
From Kira.
All right, aye. Well, when you're done, the wheels fucked on the cart, so I wouldn't mind a hand, but I'll leave you to your. All right.
Heads back.
Come on, Merlin. Sort of pat him on the
Right.
shoulder and walk off with him.
He follows.
I will start a fire, small pile of sticks and such, and give them a moment of silence. And watch till the fire takes hold. And probably have like a reflection of my own hometown burning with similar guardsmen as well, while I watch for a few minutes, and then catch up with the others.
And that is where we're going to end today's session. Because I lost track of time. Did not realize that it was 1:15.
We all get inspiration.
You all get
Yay!
absolutely nothing.
I
But
know.
the satisfaction of defeating two pretty difficult to defeat enemies, to be honest. That second one, let me just explain something to you that I am amazed and would have made that. That went from, I think they were CR7 each. My one's a bit higher, actually. Yeah, both CR7. So that's 2 CR7 creatures. You guys are level 5-ish. You're sort of not. It's not the easiest of fights, depending on how it goes. But the lake troll, I did not read correctly. I thought it was so it can. The lake troll regains 10 hit points at the start of its turn, which all trolls almost all have the same thing, where they either take acid or fire damage and they regenerate at the beginning of their turn. You pretty much straight away started burning them, so I was like, okay, whatever. Trying to keep it in my brain. This one is cold or fire damage, but then what I completely misread is that it regains only 5 hit points at the start of its next turn if it's hit by cold or fire. If it takes both cold and fire damage, that's when its regeneration trait doesn't kick in, which means every time you hit it with fire, I was like, okay, it doesn't regen. It would have regen 5 HP, but it only dies if it starts its turn with 0 hit points and doesn't regenerate, which means it just doesn't die unless you hit it with cold and fire in a single turn, which seems crazy to me. Because cold damage is pretty hard. Like fire damage, anyone, if you were a group of non-magical rogues, you could light a fire or something. Cold damage is pretty hard to come by. This thing is almost, it's like fighting Cell in Dragon Ball Z. It's just going to keep coming back. I honestly believe that
And
maybe
knowing that as well.
underneath that ash, there's one cell of this thing which is currently multiplying. Which I promise won't just suddenly come back and get you or whatever. But
Oh, please make it.
for the record, I think it's probably still alive technically, and will slowly be regenning underneath that ash. It's a mental, completely insane thing. Maybe I'm wrong. It's called a lake troll. You can look it up. That was a lake troll and a venom troll. And I misread it, but I mean, it probably wouldn't have changed too much with the fight because you guys hit hard. But still, that's pretty mad, I think. And also, I don't know how you're supposed to figure it out, that you have to deal cold and fire damage to it. There's nothing on it that suggests that you would know that. It's just a thing that it has like a swimming speed. I think it's supposed to be more of like a swamp-based troll when you use it appropriately or whatever. But still, it is a weird creature, and that seems OP. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Anyway, that was today's combat. I was concerned about that when I kind of at this point, like there's something weird about hitting level 5 with 4 party members. I find that the combat balancing, when you look up what is and isn't available and building the combat encounters, they tend to swing wildly dangerous and wildly easy quite easily. So I wasn't sure whether this would be really difficult or not when I made this. And I remember being concerned about it, and then I put the thing down and we missed 2 weeks, so it's been so long, and I was like, oh, I don't remember why this was dangerous. We'll find out. Roll initiative. And it turns out that is that's a pretty crazy trait.
I have been in a combat encounter that just went on and on and on because we were in a scenario where we had a regenerating
I would have done that all night.
We couldn't figure out how to kill it.
Yeah, it happens. But I in my head I was like, I guess they maybe have to like restrain it and then just leave. Like, what else could you do? I was like, maybe they'll surely at some point they're gonna pull out some rope or something and just tie it to a tree and leave. Like, I can't figure out another way to deal with it.
I've got cold damage, but then just knowing that you have to do that is insane. Yeah.
I figured that you might call for another like investigation or something. You guys had already passed, the two of you that passed your nature checks. I was like, okay, at some point I'll Deus Ex them the info. But it's always an annoying position to be in as a DM when you're like, oh, by the way, cold damage causes it. You suddenly know this. It's like, it's kind of obvious. I don't know.
We ended up with the DM implementing a similar to death saves. If it's stabbed enough times on the ground, then it doesn't come back.
Yeah, I feel like it needs something like that.
No other way out of the encounter.
Yeah,
and it was never getting a turn either, because it would I'm back, and we would all have ready actions and just knock it down again. It took like 4 or 5 turns of this before he decided to adjust the rules.
At some point in the future, this thing is going to arrange its own cell games, and it's going to be the craziest one shot. Tune in for that one. Yeah, it's a weird thing. There's some fights that I find to be boring. Like, there's like a thing called an animated armor, I think, which just has lots of HP and a high AC and just no damage output. So fights like that just go on forever and ever because you can't do enough damage to it to make it go away. But it also isn't hurting you, so there's no threat. And those I feel like are a little more kind of dangerous. And this would have ended up in the same thing. But I assume you would have got creative. Instead, you can always go with do big fire, Merlin, and Merlin do big fire, and fire burn forest down. I'm really glad that we started a forest fire because it's something that I'm glad this happened this week so that it goes into my brain now. And
I'm gonna need that clipped.
Environmental things happening as a consequence of certain powerful spells and things is just really fun. And I'm sure people have thought of it before and stuff, but Myth used it with us last week on Spellwind. Spoilers if you haven't caught up. And I was like, why have I never really implemented that? I don't know if I have. Sometimes I do, but I think that's a really cool thing. It does make things a little more complicated, but, D&D, man. Anything can happen if you want it to. And also, I am blown away I poisoned you on round 1 of this. I believe we are living in a simulation 100%. There's no way that's a coincidence.
Oh, now
it's
you
over,
do?
Dude.
Now?
It's 100%. That was what did it. That's what sent me over the edge.
That was what did it, really?
That was it? No, it wasn't really. We've been in it since 1999. Okay, let's do a quick round of shout-outs and everybody can go and do whatever you lot do. Wherever you do it, let's find out by starting with Brian, who is literally in the void now.
I am in the void. As you can see, my setup is a little bit different and it will be changing. Although I don't know, I might just stay in the void.
I don't hate it.
Like it.
You're darker than the overlay.
Yeah.
We have void magic. There is something to do with the void in this campaign that Merlin has tapped into. So,
that's what I was doing. This was intentional.
Yes.
And it was an artistic choice, and I'm glad that you caught on.
Thank you.
And I'll be streaming at some point. I still don't have a date set yet, but soon, very soon.
All right. Great. All right. What about you, Leah?
I'm not streaming from the void. Yay. Go me. Yeah, I stream on twitch.tv/Leah, which might as well be the void of all humor.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll be live tomorrow. And I think we're going to have an After Dusk episode tomorrow night. But who really knows? It's a mystery to all of us.
Find out tomorrow by tuning in to twitch.tv/Leah. What about you, Fairlight_Excalibur? Where can people find you?
Hi, I'm Fairlight_Excalibur. Thanks, Brad. I played Will for you today, and it's good to be back. There was a hole in my life the last 2 weeks, so it's good to be back. You can catch me live every day at Twitch under that same name, playing New World and Back 4 Blood lately, and I'm live pretty much every day in the U.S. evening times.
Nice.
And I'm not streaming from the void. I'm I've just
You're
embraced the mist
in
entirely.
the mist, yeah.
Even though technically the party is back in civilized area, I personally am just, here in the mist.
Yeah.
It's nice here.
Well, Will has a weird link to the mist. It still fits. And the one person always green with envy. Always streaming live from jealousy. It's the Arix. Where can people find you and what you're doing and where and everything?
I'm Dispy Eric's. I play video games over on Twitch. I played Merlin for you today. Thanks for coming, everybody.
I was really hoping that I could consume Merlin with one of these trolls because
That would have been fun.
seems appropriate, right? And then he could eat it from the inside out, but
If the
it's
Venom
one of those
that would've been
things in
awesome.
my weird DM brain when I was putting it together. I was like, oh man, I'm gonna try and pick up Merlin and eat him. And then just like 3 turns, just be like, Merlin, just can't do anything for 3 turns, and then he bursts out of this thing's brain like eating it.
That would have been awesome, though
Yeah.
I would have scared Guinness away.
Yeah.
If Merlin doesn't take any poison damage and he's inside the Venom troll, that's probably the safest place for him
Yeah.
to be, really.
It would have been all good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it lives
Would've
us
been
all
all
inside
good.
the troll.
Yeah.
And Brad streams from the center of the sun every day. That's where he is right now.
Yep.
Go check
Right.
out Brad.
I hate it. I'm playing Bloodborne. I hate that game. Come along and find out why. It's some of the reasons you think, and other reasons. Hate it. It's just awful having to get up and stream a video game for money at the moment. And I know what you're thinking, but just right now and right now alone,
Oh my god.
it's killing me. All right. So
So go check out Brad.
Or anyway, so we've been off for a couple weeks. I don't even know if we were here for the beginning of Leech. We have a new show, Vampire the Masquerade show, on Sundays at the moment, which starts at 9 p.m. UK time, which is 4 p.m. Eastern, or whatever that translates to, wherever you are. Sundays,
Do?
Leech, Vampire the Masquerade show, GM by Gaming FTL, young Josh. I'm in that one, as well as a bunch of other people. That's been very fun to play. We have a D&D show on Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays that you can catch with Spellwind, Mistlight, and Rime of the Frost Maiden. And we have a Harry Potter show based on a game system that Wax Steven himself invented. If you want to catch that on Tuesdays, Witchcraft and Wizardry. They're all on the YouTubes, and they're on the collections and playlists and things in all the things and stuff, because I know a lot of people are watching this 5 years from now, because that's how D&D works. It's crazy how many people watch things in the future on VODs and things. So be aware that all those things are around. We've all gone. We've all passed on. We're all aged.
You're dead by now.
Okay,
all
Brandon, you need to calm
all
down.
passed on, because the year is 3077. Let me finish. And yet the internet lives on. So if you want to watch those, please check out all of the good things. You can go to tablestory.tv and you'll find all the links and things. And we'll see you in the Discord or on Mistlight after dusk tomorrow, maybe.
Maybe.
And Fairlight, final word from Fairlight.
Oh, I was just going to say hello from 2021, and you took it dark real quick. Never mind, I'm out. I got nothing to say.
It was like 26 words, Fairlight. All right, thank you. I said final word. One word, Fairlight, go.
Goodbye.